Yo, what's up, guys? We are live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. What's going on, guys? Yeah, hopefully we get into some nice conversations today. This Pokemon market shift that should be the hottest topic out right now, with some things slowing down. Of course, we got to turn on the beautiful lights. Yeah, some things slowing down, some things just staying flat. You know, Purchases have clearly declined, right? Sales by volume is down. Pokebonks, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. First one here. What's going on, brother? What is going on? I never know who's going to join, how many people are going to join from the start. It's usually like a slow climb. I don't even know what to expect ever. But yeah, hopefully we get into some nice conversations about what's happening in the market. It should be the hottest thing right now, I would say, because a lot of people are reacting to these things. I'm seeing a lot of videos that kind of scream fear. I feel like it does, where people are like panicking. You hear people telling other people to sell, and or people actually talking about being reached out to, like Pokeplumber, about selling, and people wanting to sell their collections. So yeah, I wonder how everyone's gonna feel. What are people gonna say? Let's see what happens. What's going on? When you're flying that high for that long, sometimes you have to land and take a break. 100%, 100%. I do have a video releasing after this live. I don't want to overlap them, but for sure, I've been saying this for a while, and people have like scolded me in the comments for it. They don't want me to like talk about being careful or being not fearful at all, because I'm not fearful, but it's all about like making smart plays, just smart decisions, not over leveraging, and just looking out for those signs that tell you, wait, that's ran up way too fast. Everything is exploding, right? Or is just it's just gotten to this price point way too quickly, right? Like Ascended Heroes. I I I made a video where I was talking about how Ascended Heroes was basically going to be dead for a little while. And even though we're not receiving reprints for it, or we haven't received reprints for it, we're seeing that that's exactly what's happening. We're staying at the 180 point, and we haven't seen anything really go crazy. We have seen that it has actually dropped down to like 173, I think it was yesterday, or 172. So it did drop down for a second. Um, and People didn't agree with what I was saying. They didn't like hearing what I was saying. And it's just odd, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my opinion, it's not how I feel. It's what I think is going to happen because of what we're seeing in the market. I don't make smart decisions. Karma, what's going on, brother? Speaking of Ascended Heroes, wonder if I should sell my Gengar. Can't make up my mind. If you're not absolutely attached to that Gengar, why not? Why not realize gains somewhat? You know what I mean? What's the card at right now? Let's see. Last I saw it was at like 1400. Last I checked. It's been a while since I checked it. I kind of decided to ignore the singles and Ascended Heroes because we just know it's expensive. So let's see where we're at. 1,341. The Pikachu just passed it by $6, which probably won't last long, but either way, lowest listed for the Gengar is $1,420. So if you're not absolutely like just attached to this card and you don't care for it, I would let it go. Like, why not? Unless you're going to grade it, right? You can still grade with CGC and still increase the value of the card. Don't worry about it not being at PSA. You can still grade at CGC and increase the value if it's grade worthy, right? But at the same time, this market could turn at any moment. So that's a decision you got to make. CGC will get you the cards back a lot faster, for sure. Um, and also, like I said, like, we don't know when this market's going to turn, right? It might be after the 30th, it might not, but we haven't really, like, looking at this card, where it's been at in the last 2 months. It's been in that same range, right? 3 months. It's saying that it's up 30%, but from this point right here at 1274, what we've seen in the last 2 months, it's been around the same range. It's up $200 from there, but how much higher do we really see it going, right? It was starting to pull back right here. We can see it was starting to pull back, even though 22 were bought within these 3 days, and it didn't hold it up. It was starting to pull back. So if I'm not attached to this card, I'd sell it. If I don't absolutely love this card, I'd sell it. There's no reason for me to hold it unless I want to hold long term, and then you'd have to take the risk to see if this card is actually going to gain value as time moves forward. Like you can never really tell. It is Gengar. There is that such thing as a Gengar tax, right? So it could stay expensive, probably will. It may even gain value. Literally pulled it just a few days ago out of my first ever God pack. That's insane. That's absolutely nuts. There's so much value in an Ascended Heroes God pack, just like Prismatic. Insane. Absolutely insane. And Ascended Heroes card quality has been really high, right? People have been able to grade so many of these cards. Pretty sick. If that Gengar isn't grade worthy, I would sell it. Yeah. That's the first thing right away. If it isn't grade worthy, sell it. There's no reason to hold on unless you believe that you're going to be holding on to this card for years. And then you're going to have to hope that it actually gains value. I don't know if that's really the smartest thing to do. I feel like I'd rather just realize gains if think about it. What'd you spend? Let's say you bought one of those collection boxes and you spend $45. You could, like, just the gains off of that alone are insane. You could buy whatever you want with that, right? Like you could put that into whatever else you want. It's almost like money you never had. It was like free money. So yeah, I would sell it. There's no reason to be attached to the card if you don't absolutely love Gengar, right? That's really the case, right? Like for me, like most cards, I'm not gonna keep, right? Like I do have a Bubble Mew that I pulled myself, which I'm attached to, so I'm keeping it. And for me, that's okay. Like, as long as you're happy with what you're doing, which I am with what I'm doing, and then my fiance doesn't want to sell any of the prismatic evolutions, fine by me as well. And outside of that, though, most valuable cards I have are going. Like they're gonna get graded if they're gradable, and if they're not, I'm moving them. It isn't something that I'm going to completely just hold on to because there's no need. There's no need for me to do that. That's one of the things that people have had an issue with in this hobby is that attachment issue, right? Like you're going to be one of the other, right? You're going to either collect and not sell or sell. And maybe I would say like somewhat collect because there are things that we're going to get attached to. We're human beings. This is part of the hobby. So yeah, just something to be aware of. You have to make that decision whether you want to move it or really just hold on to it. I definitely a 10 contender came out of yeah. If you really don't care about this card, you want to move it as soon as possible, I will send it off to CGC and list it on eBay or something like that. It's not going to cost you much to send it off, right? You're not buying this card raw. You're not into it for anything. All you're going to be into it now for is your grading cost and your shipping cost, and then that's it, man. Look at karma. I would buy a $200,000, a 200,000 mile Honda Accord with that money. That's the kind of stuff you could do, with that kind of money, $1,400, and we could actually look up in a second what it's selling for on eBay, and we'll even look up the CGC listings because I promise you, people are grading with tag CGC and PSA for this card, for any card for that matter. Roxy, what's going on? And StreamYard still sucks for not showing the customized emojis on here, bro. Oh, what's going on, Roxy? How you doing, man? Just got back from a big show in my city. This was their biggest event yet. Slabs were moving fast, of course, especially with people not getting their slabs back from PSA, and the same thing probably with Tag, right? So they both closed off their submissions, so it's pretty crazy. Yep, just got back from a show too. Slabs were flying. I bet, man. PSA 10 between 2,800 and 3K yesterday. That's nuts. Well, let's see what it shows for CGC. Actually, I could just go to price charting and it'll give me the value of the CGC. Actually, it'll give me the value of the card in the CGC 10, right? So, and I'm only saying that because that's an option. It'll be the fastest way for you to get the card slabbed, unless You want to pay the $80 fee for PSA, but all I know is that that there's an $80 fee, and I don't know how fast they're gonna get that back to you, right? So I don't know how fast you want that back. 2,900. I'm sorry, 3K in a 10. So it's up there, right? Down here you can see the other listings for the prices. CGC 10, the 10, and I mean a 10 like this, not the pristine. A 10 that's under the pristine, like this, is selling for almost 2K. So you're already adding value, even if it doesn't get the pristine. The pristine is incredibly hard to get, right? But it will give it a lot of value if it was a pristine. Because we're seeing here, the pristine is at $3,825, almost $1,000 above the PSA 10. But the pristine is harder to get. It is harder to get, you know. And if you feel crazy, maybe you're willing to send it to BGS and see maybe what their like express grading cost is and the time, the return. I don't know what it would be, but if it was something decent, maybe weeks, maybe even a month, I'd be willing to try this right here, depending on how good your card is. Only you know. I haven't seen your card, but this card in a black label or a BGS 10 probably will do wonders for you. You know what I'm saying? So I would at least look at those options if it was me. But yeah, pay the 300 from PSA for Express on Gengar. Yeah, like I'm saying, like I said, you could do whatever you want on that. I don't know what the time back is on their Express. I think somebody said something about their Express being delayed, like everything's delayed. If you can get it back in time, great. I don't know anything. I'm not looking at their Express times. I'm not looking at their Express fees right now. I'm just being patient with all these other cards. I don't have an extremely big card that I'm trying to grade. TK Lawns, welcome back, bro. How you doing, man? What do you think about Pikachu? Is it down from its highs? It is not really down from its highs. We were just looking at these cards here. It's actually surpassed the Gengar in the top spot in the set. They both probably pulled back a little bit from that little all-time high of like 1,400. But we're right there. We're at 1,350. It hasn't really pulled back. It is continuing to move. I mean, it looks like a few of them got bought just a few days ago. 16 on the 11th. Kept the price up there like that. If we don't get more product to market and we don't get more people opening up Ascended Heroes to pull this card, this price is not going to drop. It's going to continue doing exactly what it's doing because it creates that sense of scarcity. We're not getting enough product. Enough product is being ripped. And it's going to keep this just the quantity of the card. See, 29 listed. Like the amount of cards out there just aren't enough on the secondary market. And that goes for the whole set. The Dragonite, what is it sitting at now? 36 listed on this Dragonite. That's not a lot, guys, especially for a new set. We should have these in an abundance. And even if we go to the illustration rares, like the Psyduck, it moves a lot clearly. A Psyduck, 182. No, sorry, that's not it. 182. That's not bad. It's better than black and white, but it's a card as well that continues to get relisted because people are holding this card. They're buying it from other spots and holding on to them. And as it continues to increase in value, they start listing it more because they want to realize those gains after they've been holding this card. But just across the board, there really is not that much. Like there are more people holding Ascended than ripping. 282 for the Mega Attack Rare, not bad. But it's just not a lot. How many Gengars do we have? 27? That's not a lot. It's going to keep that price up there. So I think centering is 50.49 on it. Wow. That'd be that's pretty interesting. What is it? Pikachu EX. Let's look at the chart. Once again, the slab market, that it's going to continue to fluctuate. I did not look at the PSA 10 value. Let's see. It is dipping. It is dipping a little. 4,200. I did not know that it was dipping. It's funny because the raw value is still up there. It's holding. It's dipping at 3,129. But then again, there was a lot of hype at this point. At this point, there was some weird stuff going on about, look, there's two Pikachus in the background, and it definitely helped pump the card. But I think it's still going to remain a very valuable card. It will eventually pull back though. We're seeing all the sales here as of recently, right? Going all the way back to the 11th. So just a few days, 3 days. Look at how many times this thing has sold in the last 3 days in the PSA 10. Demand, I mean, even though the value has decreased, demand is there. You don't usually see this for a card at this value. On average, 7 sold per day at $3,000 or above 3,000. That's demand if I ever seen it. That's demand. That's selling more than Evolving Skies booster boxes, it looks like. At least on TCG Player. What is it in the pristine? 3.4. The BGS, the Black Label is only at 15K and the Gengar is 85K. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it is down. You're 100%. It is down from its highs. Like I said, there was a lot of pumping here from those Pikachus in the background, and that was all that really was. But I don't expect this card to drop an insane amount. I think it's going to stay right there at that 3K price point, just like that Gengar is. Right? What was the Gengar at again? Yeah, 3K. It might be right around here. I don't think that Pikachu is a more desirable card than this one. So it may pull back a little more. I expect this card to remain in the top spot eventually. But there is a lot of hype behind the Pikachu. There was a lot of things being said. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Sentiment is like one of the biggest things in this hobby. Content creators have much more power than they believe they do. We've seen it happen time and time again with where those bigger creators will call something undervalued and people will flock to it and buy. We saw it happen with Nostalgianomics on Shrouded Fable. For a second there, Shrouded Fable PC ETB cases were $1,000. What are they now? What are they now? Let's see. Cases right here. See, the case is at $617. But if we look at the year chart, there were some sales at like 1,000. Where are they? Right here somewhere. Yeah, $1,200, and that was all Alex. All the Nostalgianomics caused that alone. I mean, it pulled back clearly, but yeah, there's a lot of hype that was into that Pikachu right there, and that definitely helped keep that price up. But it's also Pikachu. Even this card right here, at some point, it's had its fluctuations in its time out. Right, look, released at 465, remained around that 250 to 300 range, and it has really fluctuated, but stayed around that area. Even the PSA 10 has fluctuated the same, right? It came down from those highs from the release, which, keep in mind, the Sunday Heroes is really, really new. It hasn't had time to age whatsoever. It's only a few months old, but then this card started fluctuating. I expect to see the same thing with that card. We're going to see that this chart, the wider it gets, the older it gets, we're going to start seeing that change, right? We're going to start seeing the card itself fluctuate in both raw and PSA 10 value. So something to just keep in mind. Poke Black, what's going on? But NY Brent to the ground. Bro, I'll tell you what. I know, of course, I'm happy the next one, but I'm so happy that it didn't happen here. It just, all that stuff that we keep seeing where people like flip cars, burn cars to the ground, they break into stores, they use it as an excuse to like just destroy stuff as their so-called celebration is insane. I don't want that over here. We have enough going on. So, but yeah, it is down from its highs. I haven't been following the Ascended Heroes singles, like I said before. I've more been following sealed. But a lot of times, even that helps indicate what the sealed is going to do. So at the moment, I haven't been following it. But let's say if I go to like what is it? Poke Wizard, which I do like to look at. I believe it's Poke Wizard, right? Yeah, it is Poke Wizard. Right, where Poke Wizard actually gives you the total set value of the cards, like an actual graph, and most sites don't have them. Like I actually don't know of a site that has the total set value chart, which we're seeing here. This is the total set value. It's all. So even though that one Pikachu has kind of dropped off a little bit from its highs, this total set value has increased and it hasn't stopped. We're like so close to $8,000, $7,822 for the total set value is absolutely insane. the average card price is $13. Like the only other set that has an average card price like this is probably Black Bolt and White Flare, right? Which is just absolutely insane. So yeah, pretty crazy. I mean, these cards keep growing in value. The Dragonite has been on the rise. This Pikachu has done pretty well. The Mewtwo still holding, right? Like so much going on, but set's holding strong. Um, I'm not really too concerned about the slabs right now, even that Pikachu. I'm really not too concerned about that Pikachu because the market's so hot. I don't see Pokemon like slowing down right now, especially the slabs. Like with no one being able to get their slabs right now from PSA or being able to grade further, every individual slab is probably going to gain more value. You know, at, at least if guys keep buying, which they keep doing, we're seeing. I just showed you guys like what's happening on eBay alone with PSA 10s, which I can't believe they're moving that quickly at 3K. That just tells you how much demand there still is in the hobby. Now, sealed items aren't moving, but these singles are still going like they're still going ballistic, right? They're still like just going on fire. Have you seen that Five Guys clip? Some guys have sent me things like Instagram things, and I think that's what you're talking about, but I haven't seen any of them actually. I just haven't put time into messing around with that stuff. What up, Jay? Happy Sunday, brother. Many blessings. Another day to be amazing. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here, Concept. Thank you. It is a great day. It always is a great day. You know what I'm saying? It really is. Guys, give me 1 second. All right, we're back. Okay. So yeah. Jay, what's your hyper focus on right now with singles? I actually did the video yesterday, which most people didn't watch. I would assume you didn't watch it either because you usually comment. But I did do a video on singles that I'm picking up right now, actually. But now that you brought that up, did you see the promos that just got revealed like literally minutes ago? Look, the new World Championship Tournament 2026 Pikachu promo got revealed. That's, of course, Pikachu and Gardevoir, which I promise you, these will be great pickups. If you saw the other video of the Pikachu World Championship 2025, what that is doing, let's look that up real quick. Right? I think that should bring it up. Let's price charting. Perfect. So this card is like $5, right? Or 10. Sorry, 10. But it's $243 in a PSA 10. And I think it was a low pop, actually. Original listing, a low pop. Yeah, 1,400 at a 7,338. And I had the numbers because I had done the math for that video. A card that you should probably be looking at for 2026. If you're going to be grading. Where is that Pikachu? That was a 19% gem rate on this Pikachu right here. So maybe it would be wise to pick up some of these while they're cheap. This is the new one. There is another one, which is a Rayquaza, which I know, Karma, you're looking at Rayquazas. This is a new promo. PXP, I don't know what this is supposed to stand for. But this is the new Rayquaza promo. It's the Ascended Heroes, I guess, like Hollow Rare. I don't know if it's going to have the same hollow pattern. Hopefully it does not. And then there is this one last one here, another Championship 2026, which is a trainer card, but it's actually really nice looking. This one might actually be expensive, grade wise or just raw. The fact that it has Sylveon and Psyduck, just all these Pokemon, right? Like Sylveon, Psyduck, Sudowoodo is pretty popular. Spheo is pretty popular. I mean, forgot this little dog's name. Oh my god, I feel like I have it on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember. But the Archaludon, just some Pokemon that are popular and getting even more popular. This card is probably going to be one worth picking up at a decent price. Like it's not going to be really expensive raw, maybe 10, 15 bucks, but it probably will be worth grading as well. So new promos released as of like literally minutes ago. Just got off work, feeding the hounds and relaxing. Glad you're doing a live. My girl's out of town, so it's time for tacos and looking for deals. That's what's up, man. Take it easy. It is Sunday. It is a great day to relax. It's pretty tough to work on a Sunday because Monday is right around the corner and you really don't feel like you got a break. The new promos are iconic. Pokemon on Lombard Street is a wrap. Yeah. Yeah. I think these are going to be pickups, all three, honestly. We've already seen what what they've done in the past. So also, First Partner Series 2 officially dropping June 19th on Friday. So they'll probably drop crack of dawn, 3 in the morning, which I absolutely hate because I never catch a drop because of it. So that's another thing as well. But yeah, singles, right? I made a video about this um of cards that I am looking to pick up right now. And I don't know why my video once again didn't move again. Kind of aggravating. But this has been my main focus, this one. Of course, I do have it in that CGC10 slab, but I think that this card is just going to be an amazing card going down the line. It is already at $100, guys. That's not the near mint price, but it is already at 90. Oh, I pulled back. It was at 100. So it's selling on eBay for 100 and sometimes $120. And I wouldn't bet on TCG Player because you can't see condition and not condition, you can't see centering. But this Pokemon card right here is just insane. Charizard and Mewtwo on the same exact card. I think that's a clear win-win, but it also like has a story behind it. It's got a whole bunch of other Pokemon, right? It's got Tangrowth there. I can't tell right now what this is, right? I think that's another Pokemon as well. Diglett's right here. Like there's so much going on, right? And then you have a connecting card with the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith, which is I think is a great card to pick up if you're picking this one up as well, because having them both, if you can get like a sequential grade, this would be absolutely insane. I think this card's going to do really, really well in the long term. And then the other one is actually one of the other ones. Why didn't it go straight to it? Okay. It's funny that it does that. This one right here, another story. Two very, very popular Pokemon. I think this one's going to age really well. Sleeping Pokemon is a big deal in the Pokemon hobby. So people love sleeping Pokemon. I think this one's going to do really, really well as time moves forward. These cards also they're not that old. They're from the Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. So I'm picking up this one. I'm definitely picking up the Gold Star Greninja. And these are like long-term holds, right? For me, these are long-term holds. I also am looking up to pick up Evolving Skies singles just as time moves forward, like here and there. They are pretty expensive already, so I am not gonna just go crazy and pick up a whole bunch of them. But once in a while, maybe I'll pick up like the Leafeon V Max, maybe the Umbreon V, things like that. That I think Evolving Skies singles are gonna go crazy down the line. Like the older they get as they age, I think they're gonna go absolutely crazy. Now, if we're talking like right now for grading, I am picking up like inexpensive cards as well, right? Like cards from Chaos Rising that don't have any PSA 10 sales history at the moment. Like I haven't started picking up the Froakie yet, but I will. I want to pick up the Ampharos, but it's getting harder and harder to find well-centered cards. I picked up a few of the Xerneas. I think this one's going to do really, really well. I think this is a really beautiful card. I picked up a few Chespin. I picked up a few Matangs. I am thinking about Crobat and Tauros, but I'm not 100% sure about how the demand will be for those. But yeah, this Ampharos one is one that I would love to pick up, but I'm having trouble finding centered cards for that one. And then there are other cards that are like that Psyduck promo that I showed in that video, the Psyduck from the 3-pack blister. That one's doing really well in the 10 as well, and it's cheap, hard to gem. Once again, a lot of these cards have low gem rates, but that's also why they're valuable, right? Black Ball and White Flare cards are actually insane. So pumped, and packs still around. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of packs. Where do you see packs? Sorry. I if we even if we're what we're looking at on here, right? This is what's really determining the value for these cards. The people who are selling on here don't have a lot of these cards. They don't have a lot of them listed. If we can go to the like the least desired ones, like this card, Electros. Like who the hell likes Electros? But we only have 41 of these listed on TCG Player. Just 41. So I think that's a big deal. We don't have many of them listed. They do get listed from time to time as the values like increase because people want to just list when they're have higher values if they're holding them back. But like this card right here, like I don't care about this Pokemon. Most people I'm pretty sure don't. 48 listed. It's not a lot. That is not a lot whatsoever. And then so now the people who are listing have the power. They have control over the market because they're listing, right? That's what's available. And if people buy, now that's a market. That's it. 25 of the fracture. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot. I don't know how many where you're seeing a lot of packs. Are you seeing them in your area maybe? Do we have a lot of packs here? And also once again, we're in a time where a lot of people are holding sealed, right? So let's see the oh, and look at that. Packs at $13. Not cheap at all. And we only have 806 listed, guys. That's not a lot. In the last 3 months, they've sold 2,057 of these packs. Only 806 listed. We're not seeing much more come to the market. In the last month, 635 alone. Pretty crazy. I don't know where you're seeing a lot. Maybe you can let me know if that's something in your area. Maybe that could be it. But just going back to this right here, right? Hold on, let me see. What is Unk saying? Black Bull White Flare quality is so bad. There's not a lot of PSA 10s, and the amount of IRs makes it hard to get specific IRs. 100%. It makes it that much harder to try to pull those cards. It's pretty difficult, I would say. They do have a lot of nice cards, of course, but to be able to get the exact one you want, I forgot what the numbers were for that because I did a pull rate video, but I can't remember. It was so long ago, and the set is stacked. It's so hard to get that kind of stuff. Jay, do you have a link for the Stamp Array single? The new one? Let me know if you're talking about the new one. It's on X. I mean, I can send you the link for this, right? This is this account's post. I could just share the link right here if that's what you mean. But I don't know when these are going to become available. These are just got revealed. Pokemon XP events. I don't even know what an XP event is. But we'll have to see. I'm just looking at it now. It just says Pokemon XP, and it just says that it was revealed. It's nothing. It's not showing a date of any kind. DJ, what's going on, bro? Welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Isn't there like 70 IRs in each set? Trying to get a certain IR out of packs is hundreds of packs. Yeah, insane. As a matter of fact, I don't even know why I'm acting like I can't just Google it. Black Bolt pull rates. Here we go. The AI actually just gives it to you. Or I thought it did. TCG Player Black Bolt pull rates. Let's go here. TCG Player Black Bolt pull rates. Here we go. Illustration rares. It says 1 out of 6 packs. A specific illustration rare is 848 packs. So if you wanted this Snivy or this Oshawott, which is going absolutely insane, you'd have to, mathematically speaking, open up 848 packs to guarantee yourself one of these cards, right? I actually did pull the Snivy myself. It's got like 3 white dots in the back, though, like almost every corner or 2. And I don't think it's worth grading because of that, but it is really, really well centered. I would love to grade it. I love this Snivy card. And I actually do love the Oshawott as well. But yeah, not easy at all to pull. You know, like it's just tough to assume. As a matter of fact, what we just saw on TCG Player, we're looking at, right, what did you say? There's a lot of packs out there. It said you'd have to open up 848 packs to guarantee yourself a specific illustration rare. We don't even have as many packs as you would need to pull to guarantee yourself one of those cards. And I just this is so crazy. 800 packs. Oh my god. You don't even have enough for that. Do you realize that? You don't have enough to guarantee yourself an illustration rare with what we have listed on TCG Player. So I wouldn't say we don't have that we have a lot of packs out there. I do people are clearly holding as well, right? And not everybody is going to list their product on TCG Player, but it's still not a lot. The Rare promo is for competition. Yeah, exactly. But they don't have a date. I know that you have to play a tournament for it, but eventually it'll make its way to the market. I don't know how expensive that's going to be though. That Ray, if there aren't a lot of those that come to the market, it'll probably be somewhat expensive. You know, I think you get it from a tournament out of play packs you get for the win. Yeah, probably. So one of the main things, that I did want to talk about with the stream was what's been happening, right? And in my video today, like I will release a video after I go live. I hope you guys still watch it. Um, a lot of things are changing here. If you just look at the best selling and you come to this first page, guys, usually this is loaded with booster boxes, sealed items. And that's the opposite of what you're seeing. Things are really slowing down. The SPC is back over $300. Phantasmal Flames 426, but listings, I believe listings are like in the 450 range. Yeah, and higher. You know what I'm saying? Like that's absolutely insane. So, I said it before and I'll say it again. This is just a case of demand destruction. Just demand is getting obliterated by the price points that we're at right now. Not that people don't desire these products, but people can't afford them or they're just not going to justify spending this much on these products. Pitch Black, guys. How many people have told you Pitch Black is not worth buying? Yeah, I think the market says otherwise. It's one thing to be listening on YouTube and social media and that the echo chamber that it is, but $274 up from what, 230? Not even. We must have had some sales in the 230s, no? Not even. We never had a sale below 240 on TCG Player, which is absolutely nuts because I pre-ordered a case. I think at about 1300. I think Pitch Black was 13. I think each booster box, what was it? Let me check right now real quick with my handy dandy calculator. 13. What's the exact number? 216 per box, or was it? I could be wrong. It could have been 13.99 for the case. Yeah, 13.99 for the case. 233 per box is what I got it at, and now we're at 274 per box. I don't know what's going to happen on release. Like it's going to be insane. We're seeing the Japanese booster boxes selling for like $120, making it actually making it one of the most expensive Japanese booster boxes to ever release. Just think about that, guys. Like the echo chamber isn't always right. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't. And as much as people wanted to try to push Ascended Heroes above $200, it's not working. Sales have clearly come down as well for this. Like, look at that. Look at that chart. Yes, we had this huge blue bar here for the Mayhem event, but outside of that, we're just seeing this starting to diminish when it comes to buy volume. Insane. The only time that we are seeing somewhat of an increase is when it drops to like 174, 172, and you had a little bit of an increase from 30 to 51, but then it dropped back down because it went back up to like 180. So yeah, and we only have what, 975 listed, while 1,700 sold. I mean, a decent portion was this day, right? Over 700. So a lot's changing in this moment where people just aren't willing to just spend. Haas, you are here. I'm surprised. I definitely haven't been. Well, welcome to the stream. First off, I'm pretty sure it's your first time here. I definitely have been saying that about Pitch Black 2 for a bit. It will be a healthy set, even in Japanese. It's been way stronger in price Then the Hail and Ninja for sure. YouTube got it wrong. Yeah, 100%. I think that people like to go with their feelings a bit too much. I think everybody's feelings is just they feel that this is going to happen, and it's just all feeling, and feeling isn't fact. And that's one of the bigger things here. And it's performing really well in Japanese. I think, I wanted to make a video. I probably will still make a video about Abyss Eye, just to look at kind of trying to foretell what the price for a lot of the singles are going to be in there. The booster box, like I said before, at $120. This is not normal, guys. This is not normal. I believe Destin Rivals, the Japanese, what is it called? I can't remember. Whatever. Japanese Destin Rivals is now at like 120 or higher. It has been increasing after it already came out, but that thing was at like $80, $90. Think about that, guys. Destin Rivals, the glory of Team Rocket, was at $80 to $90 when it released in Japanese. Abyss Eye is at $125. Absolutely insane. Like I said, demand is there. Like people want it. More in the sense that desire is there, but people aren't willing to buy all that other stuff. Everything is just exploding. The Mega Darkrai at $508. Like, who expected this? Who expected this card to be over $500? I mean, it is dropping an insane amount. It did just release, but still, holy smokes. Holy smokes. This Slowbro, I think, is going to be like a $30 card. Like this Misty might not be that expensive. It's going to be like, this is going to be the hardest one to judge where it's going to be, because in the English market, people do not like trainer cards. But it is Misty, so we don't know what's going to happen. It also is not an SIR, which would have done wonders for this card. So, but I think Slowbro is going to be a $30 card. Goldeen maybe around that same price point at $15. This card at $5 surprises me. Armarouge jumping into this like opening in the cliff. It looks like it's jumping into a canyon. It looks pretty sick. And I think he's going to gain more popularity moving forward because he will be in the show. I don't know if he's already in the New Horizons show, but he will be. So I just keep things like that in mind. I think this set's going to do pretty well. I really do. 100% agree. Yeah, I think YouTube often gets things wrong. Look at Phantasmal Flames. I found myself to be one of the only guys loving that set in the beginning. Now everybody wants it. It's pretty insane. Chaos Rising Booster Box was $270 pre-release, wasn't it? I don't think so. Let's double check. You could be right. Let's see, because I don't have that like priced into my head, like just remembering that. I know it was in the 240 range for sure. 270. You're right. 270 for what? A week? 2 weeks? I don't know, but look at how much it's dropped, right? But Chaos Rising also did receive a lot of negativity. I think that's changing with Pitch Black. And with Pitch Black, I feel like it's changed. Like it's gotten up to 270 much faster. Like we're not that close to release at all. What is it? July 28th? We're over a month away, and we're already in the 270s. 1,136 sold in the last month. What did Chaos do in the time that in pre-release? What did it release? I think, did it release on the week of Mayhem or the week before? I can't remember what day it released. It could have released the day before. Well, Mayhem event was May, and I believe this was released right here. I believe this was released where all these started selling like crazy. But before that, in a span of like a month and a half, I think Pitch Black is going to outperform Chaos Rising. I really do. Oh, now I got to go back to Abyss Eye where I was. Yeah, I think this set's going to go crazy. Yeah, I think people underestimated this set. There are some better bangers here, like cards that people can relate to or will find to be a little nostalgic, like the Slowbro and the Goldeen. Yeah, usually working or vending during your lives, but always wanted to drop in. Okay, all right. Thank you for stopping by. Uh Vegan, what's going on, bro? Jay, just a heads up. I was trying to give you an idea on your last video, but you kept deleting it. So lead me to your Discord, but your link is not valid. The link is not. Look in the description of this live right now and see if it's working or not, because it had to get refreshed. For some reason, the Discord links every so often, like they only last so long for some reason, and it makes me have to put in a new one. Pack, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for stopping by. I sold all my Best Eye booster boxes for 125 today. The Darkrai is like 400 to 500 last few days in a 10. They sold for 2K with 300 shipping. Holy crap. I didn't consider looking up the value of the Japanese one at all, right? Mega Darkrai, what is it, 114? Luckily, I do have this here. That should be enough. Oh, we already have numbers for this in the PSA 10, 1700. Dropping though, 1,125 on eBay at least. In person might be different. You know, you guys are wheeling and dealing when you're vending. I did not expect this to already be here. So what about that Slowbro? 87. Let's see what that looks like, since it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. Oh, it was there. $123. Not bad. This card was just a few days ago. I promise you that it was at like 15 bucks. So I thought it was going to be a little more expensive, but it definitely has been on the rise. So a few days ago, it wasn't. Yeah, you see, it wasn't that lower range. 18 bucks. I saw some selling for 15. We're now at 20. So is that going to increase as well? Who knows? None recorded here. I guess not too many PSA 10s for this card right here. So nobody's paying $300 for this card to get graded for sure. But the fact that we already have data on that, surprising, honest. I didn't expect the Darkrai to be already getting sold in a PSA 10. But I guess it really doesn't make sense though. Would you spend 300? Would you spend 300 with the risk or the possibility of getting a 10 to make $200? I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. Zeraora is awesome. You know, it almost looks like a full art. That's what upsets me. Like if this card was a little further, like a little, it wasn't so magnified in here and zoomed in, we'd see more of what's going on in the background, and it would give this so much more depth, and it would be so much more better looking. It looks like a full art, and I think a lot of people are not going to like that. So that's going to be a problem. I've already heard people calling it a glorified full art. I mean, just like the Chandelure, like this looks like a full art. I don't know why they're doing it like this. I know that they're giving it texture, but like still, like look at the depth here. Look how beautiful this looks, even though I don't like this Pokemon whatsoever from Mantis. But the depth here with the art and the Pokemon being a little further back and just giving it some kind of a landscape makes it look that much better. That's actually like a beautiful card. And these could have been so much better if they didn't like zoom these in. You know? So this card right here, though, I think people are going to like this card. I think people are going to like this card. You know, Morpeko has been becoming more and more popular, and he's in that like angry mode. I think this is so cool right here. I think this is absolutely amazing, honestly. Kid has some early high sales at the start, but dropped fast before release. I did see a lot of that pulling back for sure. I want to say Perfect Order was 270 release. Really? I would have, if you, oh my God, if you bought Perfect Order at 270, you had this, whoever you are, you had this so wrong. Like, I don't know how anybody could have thought that this was going to be anything crazy at all. The high was 248. The high was 250. So no, Perfect Order was not. I was about to say. But you know, I think Chaos and Pitch Black in general are not as bad as people make them out to be. And I think for me, just for me, it's worth buying in early before any of them move in either direction, because I don't think this market is going to allow these boxes to drop. I think that we're seeing sales for Perfect Order, right? We're seeing people still buy Perfect Order because of how inexpensive it is in comparison to the other boxes, right? It's not like we have zero sales. We're still selling, right? So the fact that this box is selling at 212 already tells me that chaos is not going to drop anywhere close. It's going to stay there like at 230. Pitch black, we're going to have to see where it lands, but that alone tells me like if this box is at 212, nothing is going to be below 212 at all. Mega Chandelure is no slouch either. Oh my gosh, that thing. I don't know, man. I think it's everything. Whatever a slouch represents, I think this is it. It's just like I said, it looks like a glorified full art. Like why? This is not a desirable card. You actually don't have any kind of a background here. It's literally just black. It looks just like any other full art. It actually does. It looks like this, just black instead of green. So I don't see this card doing well. This is going to be one of the cheaper SIRs. Think about it. It's already $50 in Japanese. Like, what's it going to be here? I don't think people are going to buy this at all. You know, this is a decently looking card. Primarina is pretty nice. Not a favorite Pokemon of people out there, but you know, I think this card is going to this set is going to do well. I think this set's going to surprise some people. It is a smaller set, but it looks like that's all we're getting right now. So I know a lot of people are talking this set down, but like this is what we're getting, right? What is this now in the Mega Block? Phantasmal, Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, Pitch Black, and I think the Rayquaza set's going to be a small set as well. That's five sets, guys, in the Mega Block that are smaller sets. This is why I've actually been pointing out Mega Evolution Base because it's second to Ascended Heroes when it comes to depth. It's a much bigger set than all these other ones. It's a really nice set. I mean, the Mega Block has really been a banger block, if I'm being honest. It is smaller. You know, I wish the sets were bigger, but it really feels like it's been a banger block. There's been a lot of demand for all these sets here, regardless of what people are saying. Like I said, it sucks. I wish these sets were bigger. You know, I wish this dark set had a Mega Houndoom, for example. Like they had so many other Pokemon. You know, they could have put Mega Tyranitar, Mega Houndoom, Mega Hoopa. You know, Pokemon like those that actually already have existing Megas could have been in here. You know, so you know, Chaos Rising with Greninja being a water Pokemon could have had Mega Blastoise, but we don't know what they have in store for us. So I wish they were bigger, but we got to roll with the punches, guys. These are smaller sets, but I don't see them not having value. That's my point. You know, I know that some of these smaller sets, you know, people try to guide you away from the smaller sets, but a smaller set with a better entry point still provides, you know, value. There's still going to be growth. You can still realize gains there. That's my point. July 12th, I think July 17th. Not bad. Not bad. Better do more. Better do more than Chaos has done. I'm sitting on so many bundles right now. About to start ripping them for that Greninja. Yeah, I actually got really lucky on the Target drop Friday morning. I got 3-pack blisters, booster bundles. I'll finally be able to rip some Chaos Rising because I'm not ripping Chaos at market. I'm not ripping anything at market, in all honesty. I'm only ripping whatever I get at MSRP because I do want to rip, but I'm not ripping anything at market. But yeah, heading home from vending. I tried again and it was invalid. Okay, I got you right now. Let me fix that up for you real quick. As a matter of fact, I think it should let me throw the link in the Discord. Sorry, in the on the channel right here. In the chat. Let's see. For now, and I will refresh it and send it on to put it in the description because for some reason it's just I don't know, it just keeps messing up. I just refreshed it yesterday. So let me remove this one in the Discord, sorry, in the description. Put the new one, save that. I'm also going to have to put it in the video that I'm releasing later today because this thing clearly just keeps breaking. And I don't know why Discord is like that. All right, there's that. There is that. All right. Now the 2K was on eBay sale. I'll try to find it and send it to you. It's very possible as well. Just make sure it's confirmed. Go like to 360 point, I believe it is, and make sure that the sale is confirmed because sometimes these guys cancel their orders and just get a refunded. So that's good for my wallet. Morpeko is my chase. Love that art. I think it's an amazing card. I love that they made Morpeko look so much better than we anticipated. We just need those cards. We need those fire art cards that people are not expecting. This looks like such a cool card. I really want this card. Like I would love to pull that card. I would, of course, Mega Darkrai. I wouldn't mind the Primarina, the Slowbro for sure. You know, and then the connecting art between the Galadian Showdown and the Silvally, I think will be cool to have as well. We haven't had Silvally since Sun and Moon. So it's a pretty cool looking Pokemon. I don't know much about it, to be honest, but I think it's really, really cool looking. So I would love to own the card. But yeah, I think that we're in for a lot right now with Pokemon. You know, things are slowing down. Like I said before, they are. Just looking at that front page, like thinking about, I think most people should be thinking about how indicative this is of what is happening in the market. This is usually full of sealed, guys. This is usually full of sealed. So sealed isn't moving too much, but everything is really expensive as well. Like I said, SPC is back at 300. Chaos Rising ETBs did drop to 78 though. That's nice to see, just for people to be able to rip. Chaos Rising holding at 230, ascended above $100. I didn't think that was going to happen so quickly, but once again, instead of buying the ETBs at 180, you could be loading up on these. You could have been loading up at $90, buying 2 booster bundles for the price of 1 ETB at 12 packs compared to the 9. Easy math right there. Clearly that's obvious. I think the prismatic booster bundles are also moving a decent amount. I think they're on the second page and they're over $100 as well. Where are the booster bundles for prismatic? Where'd they go? They were here before, or did I just miss it? Pretty sure they're one of the top movers. I saw them not too long ago. Where are they? Let's just go to prismatic, but I'm pretty sure they're over $100 as well. I guess just people putting 2 and 2 together, noticing that these smaller items take up less room and just a better pack per price. Yeah, $103 for the prismatic booster bundles as well. Like everything is so expensive now. Look at the guys. I just saw this. The pack per price is at $17. This is what I'm saying. This is why things aren't moving. It's not because people are scared. It's not because the market is crashing. I know we're going to see a lot of clickbait thumbnails because that's what content creators do or whatever. But look how $17 prismatic price per pack. And we've gotten a lot of prismatic, guys. A lot of prismatic, and the price is still at $17, almost $18 per pack. What is Ascended at? What is Ascended at again? Right? Just because it's one of the most demanded sets out there. 17 as well for Ascended. Holy smokes. Oh, man. That's probably why booster bundles are at 103. People just bought too many of these. Probably ripping shippers bought too many, and now they're at the next price per pack product, which is the booster bundles. Holy smokes. That's nuts. Next best pack per price is probably the collection box again, which I love. But wow. Oh my God. Just this market is moving too quickly. Without the singles moving with the sealed, it's moving too quickly, and that's what we're seeing right now. They turned Morpeko into a badass. Well, he has 2 modes. Pack. He has that like mode where he's yellow, and then he has that like angry mode where he gets black like that. He gets aggressive. Vegeta is my chase. Vegeta? What are you talking about? Dios, what's up, man? what Vegeta? Well, let me go back to Abyss. Oh, come on, you're gonna make me. No, I gotta go do it again. And I don't want to look for it in the Japanese sets. I mean, I guess I could have. It was up top. Who is your chase? Vegeta. Oh my gosh. It's a dark card. Yeah. Supposed to be like that. Yeah, 100%. But it's still it doesn't give it depth. It still makes it look like a full art. That's I know you're talking about this. And then this gold card looks horrible. The only gold card that looks good is the Mega Charizard one. That's the only one that actually looks really cool. Yeah, gonna snag a few of those. Everybody's sleeping on Mega Base. Mega Base, yeah. Rev, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Mega Base. I keep shouting it out. I've caught, I think, let me bring it back. I think I've caught up to what I've been wanting to hold with Destined. Um, I worked out a deal where I got a case, a sealed case at 500 a box, and I already had 3 booster boxes. So I'm at 9 Destined Rivals booster boxes. Is that where I want to be? Yes, but like anyone else, I would love to have more. I think I could settle there and start focusing on Mega Evolution Base. This box continues to move. It wasn't at 321 the other day. Look, 300, low 300s, 321. Buy volume is slowing though, so it's pulling back. I will continue to watch as it pulls back. We do have over 1,000 listed on the site, which is not bad. We saw this happen with Surging Sparks for a good while, and for that reason, Surging didn't take off. Surging is probably going to start taking off now that the stock is starting to get eaten up here, but there should be a good amount of Mega Evolution base. You know, we did get the 2 waves like we did for the other early Mega boxes, but we also had these in vending machines for some time. So hopefully there's a lot more out there than we can actually manage to eat up like in a short amount of time. And I hope this continues to pull back just a little more because I would love to start accumulating some Mega base. I think that this set, even though the displayability isn't there, Mega Block displayability is absolutely atrocious. The depth of this set is amazing. Just looking at what's in it, I think a lot of people will agree that it's a deep set. You know, it really is. So I think it's a really nice set, in all honesty. And I think some of the cards were even underrated for some time. This Mega Absol was at $50, and I failed to buy it at 50. I failed to buy it. I love this card, just a Batman vibe, and the artist actually does like Batman. I think it's like one of his favorite Marvel characters, and for that reason, he has made a few cards that are in reference to Batman, like the Noibat from Evolving Skies. Diving Down in the City, same artist, which is actually people call it the Batman Noivern. So, but yeah, the depth here, the amount of SIRs just outclasses all the other mega sets. There's just much more here to offer than all the other ones. With lovable Pokemon, people that people actually love a lot, Lucario, Venusaur, Latios, Gardevoir. Like this set is going to age really well, really well. And Mars Shadow is only going to get more popular as time moves forward. With Lily as an SIR, one of the most popular trainers out there, and just other cards. We have cards that fit the Q factor, which is the Stuffle, the Vulpix, the Shuckle. Like a lot of good. This box just checks so many boxes. This set, I mean, checks so many boxes. It was a bit underrated for a while. I mean, now people are realizing and they're just buying it up. That's why we're over $300. Smaller so they can print more cards in shorter time until they can free up capacity. I mean, I guess, you know, I know that that's like an assumption. Set it to do not expire. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the Discord again, and let me know where that's at. What do I do that? I don't know where that's at. Let me know. Send me, if anything, DJ, I know you have me on Instagram. If you can, go into your Discord on your phone and snap a picture to where that is, maybe in the settings or something, and please just let me know because I have no idea where that's at. One more sleeves for Chaos in perfect order and is big in my areas. Yeah. I mean, I've heard that people, especially from like Danny Phantom, has been saying that people have been able to buy Chaos Rising more and more, especially finding sleeve packs in stores, which is amazing, right? People should be able to open packs. Like I'm not against that whatsoever. I know as you know, investor bros, you know, people probably deem us as like the evil part of the hobby, where they don't want anything for anybody else and they want all the money. I'm not like that. I think everybody can have some, right? Everybody can eat, and of course, all this stuff needs to age. I don't see why. I'm not in a rush for anything. I don't think anybody else should be. Discord's default invite period is 7 days or a certain number of people joining. You have to set it to never or no limit under the invite link. Okay, all right, thank you. I'm gonna try to figure that out because it keeps happening, and it's getting a little frustrating when people try to join, and then they're commenting on video saying that the link isn't working. But please, I'm gonna try to get it done. If DJ can send me a picture, then it'll help even further. But I will try to figure out. I didn't even know that was an option. I'm buying singles of the last few sets, only ripping at MSRP. Yeah, exactly. I'm only gonna rip MSRP. And for sure, I am picking up those singles that make sense to grab, that have low price. I mean, I'm picking up two sets of. I'm. Let me rephrase that. I am. I'm picking up cards that I'm breaking down into two categories: short term and long term. And I think having a plan for almost everything you're buying into makes sense. So for sure, I'm picking up cards for the short term. Let me show you guys. Actually, this is just a stack that's within reach, right? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff from before. I'm going to show you guys the things that I've picked up in the past few weeks. Not That's not the whole stack, but this is what I've picked up in the past like week and a half alone, with still more to come. Right? We have things like the Snorlax promo from 151. Guys, if you look into the Pokemon that are investable, and what I mean by that is just doing your homework and looking up a card for a specific Pokemon, you'll notice that Snorlax, like every single Snorlax card out there, is like a gradable card. Doesn't matter what it is, Cosmos Hollow, uh, you know, whatever it may be. Snorlax, even regular Hollow rare cards from older sets, it's a very, very investable, like slash grade worthy Pokemon. So this card it actually is doing well even without the stamp, believe it or not. Right then, Psyduck, also one of the most investable Pokemon out there. Like even regular non-hollow cards do really, really well. I personally just love Golduck. I think he's a really, really cool Pokemon, right? But then look, from the most recent sets, buying these cards at $6, the Rowlets, I think it's an easy grab. What is that here? Four of them. The Xerneas are a bit more expensive, but they actually are beautiful cards. I think they're going to be worth grading as well. They'll have a decent price point, at least in my opinion. Matangs, like $5 per card, right? So I have a few of those. I think I bought like five. And then we get to the Chespins, which I have about six of, right? So I have like six of these. I think there's other cards mixed in here as well. Yeah. Yeah. So I have six Chespins for like just short term. These are the short term plays. Now, these are the long term plays that I've been picking up, right? So, as I said before, I am picking up Charizards. I am picking up these Greninjas, possibly sealed if I can get them. But I also want to pick up a sealed card that's grade worthy, all right? Because even if it's sealed, once you show it, like if you're on eBay and you're selling, and somebody sees that it's not like grade worthy, they're not going to buy it even though it's sealed. Like at that point, it's either they just want the card or they're going to want a grade. And a lot of people, they care about the value. I know some people they want to talk and say that they're collectors, but everyone cares about the value. I will grab Armarouge for sure. That's going to be one of the cards to pick up if it's something that looks to be undervalued, like we're seeing with other sets. Um, just like the Chespin at $6, just like the Metatang at $5. I'm definitely going to pick a few of them up. I know you're going to pick them up. I know we're both going to be picking up those smaller cards that people are going to be ignoring and trying to stack on them and trying to just move them, even if it's grading that $5 card and it's selling at a PSA 10 for 120. That's what is that? That's a 20x multiple from that $5 price point. I think it's worth it, right? I think that all these cards, the Chespins and the Metatangs, being at like $5 or $6, if they sell for just over $100, 20x multiple, I think it's a great move. I mean, you of course include your grading fee at like $25. You're still making money. You're still making money. Scalpers ruined the hobby. Yeah, but what could you do? You're not going to be able to to stop people from running into a Target, buying everything up and reselling it. It's as long as there's money to be made, they're not going anywhere, sadly. Um, and we see it all the time, right? This is why I don't go out and even attempt to look for anything. Everything that I buy is online from the secondary market. I rarely buy something from Target. I got lucky. I'm not even kidding, guys. I happened to be already taking off this Friday, and I was up late watching YouTube, actually playing a game on my phone as well, right? So it was like 3:30, and I started getting notifications. Chaos Rising, even Perfect Order booster bundles, that Zygarde collection box. So there was Chaos Rising ETBs, there was Chaos Rising 3-pack blisters, booster bundles. Uh, the first partner series one came up for like a second and it was gone. I couldn't get one. But I got lucky. So I'm gonna be able to rip those at least. But think about that. Think about how quickly product is disappearing at 3:30 in the morning. That means that there are so many people actually up waiting for these drops. Like, I don't normally do it because I work, unless I'm gonna sit here and go to sleep extremely early with the plans of waking up at 3:30 just to buy that at MSRP. That's determination. And I don't know if I'm that determined to do something like that, but people are doing it. I've seen videos of like 7 guys, younger guys, like sitting on a computer waiting for drops. Those videos exist of them like waiting for drops and like fighting for them and trying to succeed and them like being happy about it or upset about it, or some got some and some didn't. So there are people that are devoted to to all that right now, even without bots. But the fact is that they're sitting on a computer waiting for it, and you're not. The average person is not going to do that. So I get it. I do. That prismatic price is a lie and manipulation. People are selling them for $2 to $3 less. If you look at sellers, where the packs, I don't think it's a lie. It must have sold for that high, or maybe somebody did try to manipulate it. That's very possible. But I'm just saying, market is 17. You know, if the people who list on TCG Player saw that price point and decided to list all of their packs at that price point, they could, because market is at 17. So I'm seeing a dollar less, almost two. Oops, sorry. I'm seeing a dollar less, almost two. What were we at? 17.86. So a dollar and like 70 cents lower. This guy's got 18 packs at 16.10, 170 packs at 16.13. But the way they're moving, guys, even this is not going to last. Look at how fast we get to $16.72. Luckily, this person has 357 of them. But with the amount of packs that are selling per day, they might not last too long. We're selling close to 100 per day, right? Or in the upper, maybe 80s, 90s. Oh, I see that. Somebody bought some at $27. Yeah, but still, what's left here is not that much cheaper. I mean, a dollar for something at 17 is a big difference, but it ain't that much cheaper. A pack of 23, 23, 22, 22, 22, 27. So I guess these guys were probably trying to manipulate it. It's very, very possible. I did see that with another something else. There was another item that had that same thing, and I couldn't remember what it was. I think it was Ascended Heroes. Ascended dropped to like 172. I think it was yesterday, and I saw sales that were way too high. Yeah, look, like 210. Like that one sale alone makes a difference, right? When we have people listing in the 170 range, which I did see that as well at like 173, 74. So why buy at 210? You know, there was a few more here, but they sold already. Clearly, they're still selling today, right? Today, 14, 157, 178, 173. So even though it's still moving, there are people that will manipulate these prices. Like it just, we have no control over it. That's one thing about the Pokemon market. About to sell my bundles and go buy a Destined box. uh yeah. I mean, it's at 600 right now, but these are the times to work out deals. You know, people with money have the power. That's just the truth. Um, it's so funny because this guy named Pokemon has this phrase, and his like catchphrase is, "If you have the product, you have the power." But in reality, if you have the money, you have the power, because people with the product will bend to your will. Giving it enough time, especially, they will. like I said, luckily I was approached with, or I got the opportunity to work out that deal at 500 per box for the case for Destined, right? If this was a hotter market, I don't think I would have gotten that deal, right? Like I really don't think so. And if you watch my video, I tell the story of somebody who was offering at 600 and I was going to buy until the market started turning a few weeks ago. And I actually let him know, listen, I'm not buying for 600 anymore. And his response, and this was on Facebook, was LOL. That's it, nothing else. The disrespect in that one message alone is like insane. But the fact that he reacted that way because he was unaware of what was happening was the funniest thing. Because like a week and a half later, he contacts me again trying to offer it for 575, and I haven't looked at Facebook since. So I wouldn't be surprised if he contacted me again at 550. But that's what's so good about being involved in the market and knowing exactly what's going on. Because I knew not to buy at 600, right? Even though the market price is at 600, if you're working out a deal in person, no need for you to buy at market price because they're not paying seller fees. You're not paying taxes, but they're not paying seller fees, and they're evading taxes, right? At the end of the year. So if they list on eBay, they're gonna have to deal with those seller fees and taxes at the end of the year. So yeah, I'm not paying you 100% market price if we're meeting in person. It's not happening. No shot. The stamp box topper promo won't be 25 forever too. Yeah. Of course they won't be available. That's another thing. They will not be available. And people in search of opportunity probably will continue to buy that Ivysaur, or that Bulbasaur, sorry. And I think that Bulbasaur has a really, really low gem rate as well, if I'm correct. I believe it does. Let me see something. Bulbasaur. Let's see if it finds it like that. Oops, I misspelled it. Let's see if it finds it like that. No, I'm gonna have to straight Google it. I'm pretty sure it has a low gem rate. Price charting, real quick. We can actually look at this together. 745 and a PSA 10. Fire. Amazing. Amazing. Ungraded, $32. That's from eBay sales. And in reality, I know a lot of times people don't like to use price charting for the raw value, but this card is so new in reality, and for the most part, it's sealed, that condition shouldn't be a problem here. So on eBay, on the open market, it's selling for $32. That sounds pretty legit. Now, if we go to eBay and we look at the listing, we should be able to see the pop. 1,474. Holy 1,474 out of 19,145 in a 10. Holy crap. What's the gem rate? 1474 divided by 19. Yo. Oh my god. This is going to be under 10 for sure. It's going to be like 5. It's a 7%. I thought it was going to be like 5. It's a 7% gem rate. That's insane. Insane. 7.6% for the Bulbasaur in a 10. That box, that's crazy. And that's another thing people don't take into account. That box topper, a box with a box topper is usually a big deal. What about Ends Zekrom? Let's look that up. Let's see what that one is on price charting. What is that in the 10? 520? Not bad. No, I said box topper. Why promo? What are we doing here? No, no. Come on. What's the number on that one? Let's just put Journey. Where are we? Oh, what am I doing? It's Reshiram. Oh my gosh. It's Reshiram. You guys are probably in the comments saying this to me, and I'm not looking. So, is this the box topper? I think this is the regular one. Sitting at 322. I think it is the regular one. Is it not? This is the regular one, right? If I click on it, it'll bring me to a listing with the regular no stamp. Let's look up the stamp one. Stamp promo. TCG player stamped. Is it still the same number? 167? It's still the same number. Let's just look it up like this then. 167. Sorry, guys. I want to see what it is now. Now that the Bulbasaur. Here we go. 257. Not even that more expensive. I'm surprised. What's the gem rate on this? Let's look at the gem rate. Gem rate. I haven't looked at this before. I haven't been after this. It's a 30% gem rate. So that's not really, really hard to gem. That's not bad, though. It's not a bad thing when you can buy this thing at what? What was the raw value of this card? $25? 25? That's a 10x multiple. Still not bad. Still not bad. And what is the other one? Oh, I'll leave it alone. It was $200 and something for an $18 card, I believe. So that's not bad either. That is not bad either. Let's see. Buy all the surprise boxes, stand promos while they are cheap. They are not reprinting these boxes. Yeah, I've been considering that as well. They're evolutions. They're really popular. We finally, my fiance and me, opening up Prismatic, finally pulled the Umbreon. We finally got the Umbreon out of there for the first time, and we've opened quite a few surprise boxes, actually. Where is this thing? Here we are. We finally got the Umbreon, which is insane. We kept getting like Sylveon and Glaceon, and it looks like it could grade a 10, to be honest. It looks like it can grade a 10. I'm not gonna lie. Let me remove the comment. So it would be nice to grade it. It isn't that valuable in a 10 right now, but moving forward, it might be, being that it's stamped. People like stamps, and it's an evolution that won't be around forever, right? I would say that Journey Stamp Box Topper would also be a buy. Yeah, I think that it is. I think that it did get pumped before. There was somebody buying them all out, but I think that it's worth holding on to anything that's stamped. Yeah, I think they're going to do well. There's too much. There's too much. By there's a lot, and the reason why, like even these box toppers, not the box topper, sorry, the surprise box stamped cards, why I forgot about them is because there's so much going on all the time. You know, I'm bringing up singles that I'm buying that are from recent sets that are inexpensive that can have really nice multiples. I'm looking at those. I'm looking at Cosmo Hollows promos like that are Eevee, maybe the Psyduck, maybe the Drifloom, the Drift Blims. Just so many things, and that's just those, right? And then we're looking at cards that I would look at for the long term, which is something like the Charizard V Star, the Charizard V. I bought this one as well, right? Which I hope to accumulate more at some point. The Dragonite V with the extended art, which I actually love. I bought this one for myself. But I think cards like these, like from Evolving Skies especially, are going to continue to age like insanely well. I think that looking at things like 151, right? I think picking up some of those singles will do good for us in the long term. I think we haven't given the time. Like 151 needs the time to age, right? And I think buying them now before they get the time to age, before they have the opportunity to age, is probably the right move because they're Gen 1 Pokemon. And if you look throughout all of Pokemon history, everything Gen 1 does well, right? So you know, I think all those cards are going to perform really well years down the line when 151 is no longer being printed or anywhere to be found. And of course, it's out of print. But I wouldn't be surprised if some collection boxes appear out of nowhere, you know? So I think we need to give it some years, but there is really too much to buy. And that's only singles, right? It's only singles. We're not talking about sealed no more, right? We're well into this discussion about these cards to grade, and we're not even acknowledging sealed. We're not acknowledging the opportunity that searching was, or opportunities you might get now for distant rivals, or Black Bolt and White Flare being scarce, or the great buys that Sword and Shield is right now because they're actually much more scarce than anything that's available right now. So there is really too much to buy. There really is. Like there's so many times that I talk about things, and I could list 10 things that I think are actually good buys. And in the process of actually buying, I've forgotten of like 3 of them because there's just too much going on. Hello, way too much to buy. I've been having to write down what I want to focus on so I don't get the stuff I really want. Yeah, I've been doing the same thing, but I still forget. I still forget because as I'm going through this list, something else pops up out of nowhere. Some other opportunity comes up, some other product comes up. Wow. The edit invite link was a small blue text just under it. Really? I'm so behind. I must be really behind on these comments. Uh oh, let's go. Let's go. Max number uses no limit. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will put the new link uh in the comment section first off because I already sent it. In case anybody did want to join, that's there. And I could put this now in the description of both the stream and my new video. Thank you. I appreciate for you letting me know that because I didn't know that clearly. And I kept looking over that thing all the time. I am half blind. No, I'm kidding. I'm not blind, but still. Still. Oh my gosh. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you so much. Always appreciate the help. Just change this real quick and we'll get back to it. I do have, just for fun, I do tell you guys all the time that, I am investing into Pokemon clearly. I also am somewhat of a collector, I guess you could say. I actually genuinely love Pokemon and I love ripping. And I do have another Gem Volume 3 box to rip to chase that Cubone. So at some point, we're going to be ripping that box, right? I already pulled the Gengar, the top chase live the last time, which was amazing. And I also pulled the Cerulege, which I actually love. And I think the Cerulege is criminally underrated. Is now that I'm thinking about this, is Chinese. Let me see. Uh Gem volume. No, that's not here, is it? Let's see. Pokemon Gem volume 3. Does that come up here in price charting at least? Oh, yes, it's here. Here we go. I think this card is underrated, and I think Cerulege is going to be much more popular moving forward. He is one of the cooler Pokemon out there. Like if you have seen the recent show, I know some of it sucks. I know some of the starters suck. Him though, he is like one of the coolest Pokemon I have ever seen. Like his moves, like he can like I don't know what you want to call it. Is it looks like he's going into it looks like he slides into a dimension and appears back into this dimension next to you. I don't know if he's using shadows. I don't know if it's a dimension. I don't know, but he comes out through it and he can attack you. Like he's actually really cool. Like his moves are cool. But yeah, $34 card selling for $214, which is becoming more popular by the day. If anything, it's rising in value. Look at the PSA 10 value has almost doubled. Actually, yeah, it's pretty close to doubling. So that card is doing really well. I'm gonna be pulling or hoping to pull this card. I really want this card really bad. So I really want $1,266 and a 10. Woo! Insane. I did pull this card, which is the top chase, or was the top chase raw. Now it's the Cubone. So I wouldn't mind pulling the Meowth. I absolutely love that card as well. Outside of that, that's it. But I did pull this one. 910. Is he rising in value too? Oh hell yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Insane. But yeah, we'll have some fun with that in a little bit. Just looking to have some fun. Looking to have some fun. I bought it. I bought these boxes specifically to rip on stream. Pulled another gold grenade. What? Another? What? Sold for 2,500 plus at a convention to vendors yesterday. You sold it raw? And welcome to the stream, time little time mining. Welcome back, man. You sold that raw? Let me know. That's insane. I'm buying cards under $10. There are a lot of them out there. And the ones I was mentioning, the Matang, the Rowlet, the Chespin. If you go into perfect order, what's in perfect order? I know there's other ones there that are really cheap as well. Phantasmal Flames has the Wigglytuff, which is I don't know why it's $6. I don't know. But I think it's one of the cuter cards out there, and a cute card is a big deal in singles. It is a really big deal, and it's also a very popular Pokemon, being Wigglytuff. I know there's another cheap one here in the Esper is $5.78. The Dedenne is $6. Granted, on eBay, these cards are worth a lot more money because it's eBay. It's a whole different space, right? So they are worth a little more money. And of course, a well-centered card may cost you more than what we're seeing on TCG Player. Stand by. I'm showing that. Oh, you're showering. Then I will. Okay, okay. Well, I just fixed it. So if you're seeing this, you don't have to do the screenshot. But I appreciate your help. I know you're definitely willing to, so I appreciate it. Keep your capital high and your inventory low for a store owner, I guess. My inventory keeps rising. Buy the Chaos Rising 3-pack blister Cosmos Hollow Charmeleon. You know what's funny? I bought the 3-pack blisters from Target just because it had that Charmeleon on there. If you look at it like this, we got the Charmander in the 3-pack blister for Ascended. We now have the Charmeleon from the Chaos Rising 3-pack blister. If there happens to be another like a Charizard Cosmos Hollow, you could get a sequential set, and that would actually be really nice. So I think yeah, they do that 100%. They do that with even sealed. They've done it several times actually. They're skipping the 4 to 15, 16 to trick people. Yeah, I that's happened multiple times. I agree the attachment issue. I have bought so many raw singles the past few months, and this weekend I just did pre-grading and weeded out many. Yeah, you got to get rid of them. Like I'm trying to be really selective with the cards that I want to actually keep. Like I would like to keep some Gengar cards. I don't know if I would keep this Gengar from the Gem Volume 3. Uh, I forgot who called it. I think somebody's calling it the Disney Gengar because it looks like it's from Disney with those plates and stuff like that. It does look like it actually. I don't know if that's not necessarily my favorite Gengar card, so I might get rid of that one. But I am keeping the Bubble Mew. I do love that card. At the right price point, maybe I will sell it, maybe I won't. I'm not 100% sure, but at this moment, I don't wanna sell it, and, my fiance does not wanna sell our 2 evolutions from Prismatic, which is the Jolteon and Sylveon. They're just so hard to pull, she doesn't wanna get rid of them, and she likes all of them. So, that's that, but for the most part, we don't have many cards here, that we don't wanna get rid of, so whatever is grade worthy will probably move at some point. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to start grading again. That's it. I hope PSA will open up the lower tiers in like 4 to 6 months, given the 14 million backlog. That 14 million is no longer 14. It's actually 17 million. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting something like 6 to 8 months, to be honest, for them to open up their value bulk. Prismatic SPCs are one sale away from being back at 325 on TCG Player. Right. Well, you have other options, right? You have eBay, you have other websites where you can buy from. It doesn't have to be TCG Player, but yeah, it's moving. That's what I'm saying. That the SPC, like I said earlier, is back over 300, and it's a big deal because we were at 270 for a little while. We were at 270, and I know that we just got that all that came to the market from what was it? What do you call it? What's the store? Why am well, you guys know it came. We received some, and let me see what's the quantity now in the SPCs. It really was not that much. Like it doesn't even compare to how many ETBs we have. Like it doesn't even come close. Right? We have 513 listed. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. It really isn't. Looking at how many ETBs we got, like 2,000. Just thinking about what's available, what has been printed, what has come to market, 2,700 basically, with 4,000 sold. I think we haven't even sold that many of these either. I mean, they're also like double the price, 1,800. Yeah, the SPCs to me are a great buy. I have this loose one that I keep displaying here. I feel like I have to buy an acrylic for it because it's accumulating dust. But I have that one, and then I did buy 2 SPC cases. So I have got a few of these. I did grab ETBs as well, but I think they're a great buy for the long term. We saw what the 151 UPCs did. Granted, it doesn't have 3 promos in it like the 151 one does, but it's still a great set, great promo, great playmat in there as well. I think it's just a really nice product to have. Now is the time to look for deals. With Brian and DJ talking about how many people are offering collections, seems like a good time to wheel and deal, offload valuables, and snatch up deals. This is my point. This is why I'm not going to settle for somebody with their price point. I'm not going to buy at market right now. If I were to buy something, I'm not buying at market. It just doesn't make sense for me to do that when I know that if I buy at market, I'm buying at the current high because nothing's moving, right? We're not going to see anything go crazy right now. Everybody seems to be holding back their money for the 30th and the Rayquaza set. So, and also people are on vacation. I mentioned this last stream. I've got 4 family members on vacation. Just my family alone. So people aren't, you know, that involved in Pokemon right now like they normally would be. These YouTubers really harp on anything and everything. It is a summer because such things happen when people try to get cash for vacations, etc. I don't think anybody's harping on anything. I don't know if you're talking about me in particular, but I'm definitely not harping on anything. As a matter of fact, last summer there wasn't much of a slowdown at all. Um, but when this does happen, it is an opportunity to take advantage of what's happening in the market. You have the power at that moment. So just buy all the clean IRs of the sets that are popular, and you will win. Like the Dene, people sleep on the $6 card. Watch it grow, and a low risk, high reward. Yeah, very low risk at $6. The Dene is a pretty popular Pokemon. It's becoming more and more popular, honestly. I have 175 cards at PSA, and when they come back, the market will want them. The supply of PSA slabs will be tight post summer, 100%. Interesting because I heard from a vendor from a local card show that raw singles are flying versus slabs are slow moving. I think slabs are more liquid at larger shows, such as Collecticon. It depends, right? It all depends on the area. It all depends on the person buying, right? Not everybody's going to have the capital to buy slabs. They're really expensive, and a lot of people will choose to pick up the singles, the raw singles, just for the collection. They don't have to spend for a slab that expensive. But people do like having value in their cards. They do like the idea of holding something that they actually like, they love, like a Pokemon they love. It could be anything. And that it has value and they might actually appreciate in value. We've heard so many recent stories. There was a guy that bought a car with his Pokemon collection. Like, just thinking about things like that. People are putting down payments on a home from selling off their collection. So people like increasing the value of their singles, of cards they like, things that actually help them, that can help them in their lives, or some things that they just want to flip. Maybe they want to sell this slab to now be able to afford a different slab that they couldn't afford before, or a booster box. You could maybe sell a prismatic Umbreon and use that cash to buy into a Cosmic Eclipse booster box if you really wanted it. I don't think it's wise, but yeah, if you really wanted it. Anyone watching the UFC, I am not personally right now. Clearly, I'm here. Jay, I was shocked. I was shocked when Rev pulled that Gold Star Mew yesterday. It's shocking to see, but it's also not surprising. He has so much product, man. Like he has like a warehouse of product. You look at Cool Trainer Ryan having a warehouse of product. You see Poke Rev. I don't know if they share the warehouse, but it even came to light, especially when he had that issue with Alex from Nostalgianomics, and people were coming at Alex for the sudden increase in Pokemon prices, and they wanted to blame um, Alex after PokeRev made a video about the insane price jumps, right? And they kind of pointed at Pokemon investors, and everyone attacked Alex. And so Alex ended up calling out PokeRev, and he made a video and told everybody that he basically said something about the pot calling the kettle black, because he was talking about Alex holding product, and not in particularly him, but people went there for that reason. And PokeRev actually has a lot put away. So he probably has multiple booster boxes he can pull gold stars from. He just saves them for videos, maybe to move them, to sell them, to be able to, afford maybe the next big thing he wants to purchase. Who knows? Singles are hot, but the digital slab companies need slabs. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, just like this guy was saying, maybe slabs weren't moving at his show, but we're seeing Galaxy Grails that Alex has been working with move a lot. We're seeing Arena Club still selling slabs. We're seeing Courtyard IO. They're all still doing really, really well. If you guys want, you can actually, for those that doubt slabs are moving, right? If you have any question that they are moving, or whether they will move or not, just go look at how much revenue these guys are bringing in. Look at all of them: Courtyard IO, Arena Club, Galaxy Grails. I think is one of the smaller ones, if anything. But then you could look at the GameStop Power Packs. You could look at the slabs being sold directly from PSA, and just look at the revenue that's being brought in. Like, it's insane. It's moving, and they need to continue to churn and burn. That's literally their business. To do nothing else but sell those slabs. So this is the real Chinese exclusive Eevee. If you know ball, you said this. You said which is this? You didn't tell me which. You didn't say which card, bro. Let me know, man. Nah, I sold that plus other cards for 2,500 and pulled another gold Greninja today. That's sick. Yo, you've got some hot hands, bro. You've got some. Like, I might as well buy packs through you and let you rip them and just send the pulls to me. That's insane. The prismatic Cerulege is the best art. I feel like the prismatic Cerulege kind of gets lost with all that stuff going on there. And I like the depth. I like the depth in the image of the Chinese one. Like, it shows the art. It still showcases the Pokemon, right? Look, like when I first saw this card, I couldn't tell what was going on here. I could not tell what was going on. It is a beautiful card, and the more you look at it, I guess the more you can see. But it takes a little bit to actually realize what's going on here. Being that he's once again so zoomed in, making him look more like a full art, than an SIR. But of course, I'm not saying it's a bad card, but this card just highlights the Pokemon so much better. You can actually tell what's going on here, and that's what I appreciate about it. But either way, whether it be this Cerulege or this Cerulege, or even the undervalued Cerulege in Surging, even this card over here, where is it? This card. It's a really nice card. A very different style of art, but a really nice card. And once again, I think this Pokemon is going to continue to get more and more popular. I've seen what he can do in the shows. Cool Pokemon just end up being cool Pokemon, and I see more and more art coming for this Pokemon. He's such a cool Pokemon. If you guys look into just clips of the show, you'll see. He just said, "Dang, you're like 25 minutes behind the chat. I gotta catch up. I gotta catch up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's turn on the burners." I feel like someone in Pokemon Company really loves Archuludon, Duraludon. So many cards of them. Yeah, exactly, 100%. I don't know what that bridge looking Pokemon is. Honestly, I don't get it. Um, there's a vendor at a local car show buying all the Ampharos for PC because yeah, that's a lie. What he's gonna do, that makes no sense. If you like a Pokemon, all you really need is one card of that Pokemon. You don't need 50 copies of it. What he's gonna do is hold them and try to corner the market if he could in whatever way possible. And when they develop value, he will then take advantage of it. Oh, you wrote that there's 25 minutes. I'm 25 minutes behind in the comments, and there are not many comments. Chinese Cerulege is top tier. I agree, 100%. The quality control for Black Bolt White Flare is so bad, the centering is always off and the corners whitened. Yeah, 100%. So there are no more comments. So I'm caught up. Nice. I think, unless it's somehow not loading properly. Was that the last comment? Let me know, guys, in chat that was for sure, because I don't know if this stuff is loading properly. I never know what these websites that we use to to stream, right? And StreamYard is not safe from possibly failing me and somewhat screwing me over. So we have it's 8:43. Oh, I am caught up. Thank you, Concept. I appreciate it. That's all I wanted to know. He said I was 25 minutes behind on the comments, and I was like, wow. How sometimes I find myself really trying to catch up with the comments. It's happened in the past. I'm pretty sure you've seen it, where I'm like, wow, I'm really behind. But yeah, guys, what else do you guys have on your mind? I feel like we've covered a lot, right? We covered Abyssai, we've covered, Chaos Ascended, we've covered what's been happening in the market. Once again, guys, please, every single one of you guys, don't forget to watch my video after I end this live. If you're not, done with hearing my voice, if it's not too much, I will release my other video right after this, maybe like 2 minutes after, it'll be up. So I will, of course, share it in the Discord. Just hopefully you guys all watch it, tune in, like, comment, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. What are you doing? What are you doing if you haven't subscribed and you're here? Sorry, I'm looking at stuff on Facebook while listening. You're good, bro. You're good concept. I appreciate you, man. But yeah, when I think the next question that most people cannot answer is when is the next boom? The next like mini boom within this market, because a lot of people are calling this a bubble, and the fact that we've been at this for 2 years is like I don't think it's a bubble at all. I think that there's just a lot of demand. Do you think any cards from the 30th anniversary set will be 1K or more off the rip? Yes, Crystal Lugia. Crystal Lugia. Just the fact that the original is that expensive. Crystal Lugia. First off, it's from Aquapolis, the most expensive, the set with the most expensive total set value, right? With the most valuable. PSA 10 is 79,000. Um, and just to show you even this right here, we're at it says ungraded 2,571, right? So you're really I'm gonna put this into TCG player and just plug it in, and hopefully it just brings me right to it. No, it did not. Why? Why do you have to do that? Here we go. Market value. There you go. What's market? It's not even wow. Listings 5,000, 6,000, 10,000. Okay. I guess without having the condition, it was sitting at 2,000 something. Where it was showing that? Why was it showing it like that? It shows market price at 2,225. On price charting, it shows it at 2,571. PSA 10 value at 79K, 79.5. So I think that even with the stamp, I think this card is going to be really valuable, honestly. At first. At first. Now, that's also going to change depending on the pull rates of the 30th, right? We might have insane pull rates. We might have like some of the best pull rates ever, and they may be really easy to pull. But at first, the very, very first ones that get pulled might be insane. Like, I would not mind myself ripping, pulling it, and literally making it my first listing on eBay. That would be my first listing on eBay ever, and I would not mind listing it for like 2K and see if somebody bites, and just checking that out. That will not work because I too am buying them up. I like having around 10 copies of my pickups. Yeah, yeah, but you know what I mean. People aren't loading. I think you're talking about the Ampharos. I think people aren't. You don't need countless Ampharos for your PC. People are lying about that. They're not going to tell you their real motives. They're not, especially if it's money related. Who has been using or thinking about using CGC? I was just talking about that earlier. Um, Forgot what card. Somebody pulled the Mega Gengar from Ascended Heroes, and I mean, if you want to get it back as soon as possible, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to sell with CGC. And I did show the value of that card as well, which I know people aren't so accustomed to it. I don't know why. I I will say this. I do think CGC needs to update the style of their slabs. Like this right here. Like this slab does not look nice. This tag up here does not look nice, in my opinion. This would look so much better. Why not upgrade to like an aluminum one, like a metal? That would be so sick. CGC would make like a splash when it comes to just the look of the card in the slab. Like, I already like how clear it is, similar to tag. It's a lot more sturdy than tag, you know. But I just hate this label right here. I really do. Unless it's a pristine. Pristine looks beautiful. But I'd prefer having a better tag, a better tag on top. I don't like this one right here. It looks I don't know, it looks too cheap, too like too much like something I could pull out of my printer right now. So I did mention that the value is there. For example, like I know some people don't want to acknowledge the value of CGC, but A pristine is 3.8K on this card, and a PSA 10 is under 3K. So it's almost a $1,000 difference. Now, if you get a CGC 10, it's another thousand below that PSA 10. So that's the risk you take. Um, but if they change that label, I think the value of CGC slabs will change, man. That label is ugly, like ugly, ugly, in my opinion. The pristine though is nice. The pristine is nice. Yeah, I think, I was telling you in the Discord that I'm having a hard time finding well-centered Rayquaza cards, and not only are they getting harder and harder to buy in at a cheap price, but they're getting harder and harder to find at a well-centered condition as well, and just good condition, well-centered. Really, really hard to find, and I haven't had success with one at all. Yeah, I think the hype will be so high and pack price that it will have to do something to be worth like 10K in the market. I can agree on. Yeah, I think that either the Crystal Lugia or what is it going to come up like this? Gengar? This thing it makes me like Prime? No. What is that? Prime Catcher? Oh my gosh. Gengar Prime. Price charting again. This one is 14K in a 10. 478 raw, so this will not be the one that will do it, even though this is a really, really cool card. Um, Looking at the cards from the 30th, the most valuable one is going to be that Crystal Lugia. If there's going to be one that does it, sorry, I didn't even show you guys. Sorry about that. The Gengar Prime is 478 raw on price charting. It might be different on TCG Player, but the real game changer here is the value on a PSA 10. It's 14K. Ungraded on TCG Player. Let's see what that says. 94. Oops. No, no, of course not. Will it do this? Yes, it does. So it is in the 400 range, it looks like. Near mint, just one, being listed at 1,300. Market is 463 though. So market is 463. This card probably won't be $1,000. But that Crystal Lugia will have, I think that'll be the only one that has a chance. Now there are other nice ones though. That Lapras, I think that's the only version of that Lapras in there, and I think people are going to flock to that one. That's where I'd go if I had a chance to buy up singles that may not be that valuable in the beginning. It'd be that Lapras. I really want to finish every SV booster box to Chaos Rising. I'm missing Obsidian, Paldea. Should I sell my Venusaur and Blastoise Power Trio tins from 2016 to finish the booster box collection? Wow. It all depends on what those tins mean to you. Are those tins just and this is just me speaking to you like a person, like somebody who likes Pokemon. Are these tins the value that you have there for those tins? Is that because you love the tins or because of the value of the tins? If you're trying to complete a collection when it comes to like booster boxes, I assume that's what you're saying, and maybe you're like your sealed display. If what you're trying to do is complete that, and that means more to you than the tins themselves as collection pieces, then I would sell them. If it's me, I would sell them and invest that money into the booster boxes that I'm missing, complete my sealed collection, which would clearly make me happy if that's what I want, and just let go of those tins. That's how I would see it. I'm assuming that's what you mean. And most of the time, I think most people, not all, most people enjoy the value of those tins more than they do of them as a collection piece, right? They don't really care for them as something that they're going to display or things like that, but they do care for the value. Why does it not look good? It looks better than PSA, no abbreviations. I mean, I don't like the PSA one either. I don't like the PSA one either. The PSA logo sucks too. But what I'm saying is that if they do change this logo here, this label, it can make a difference, bro. I promise you, it will. It will make a difference. Tag has not been around long, and people are liking Tag because of the way it looks. They want to call it AI, the new revolution of whatever kind, but in reality, that thing is so flawed. We've seen multiple videos of people continuously grading with Tag and getting different grades with the same exact card. It's not accurate, but they're liking the slab. They like that the slab has that clear glass look. They like the way that the label's printed on there. Whatever it is. But I think CGC will benefit from changing that label, like a lot. A lot of people do not like that label, and because it's not PSA, It's the one that has to make a change to catch up. PSA has to change nothing. It's already ahead. It's already so far ahead. Nothing is really like CGC is not even a close second. As long as when we're talking about like how many are getting graded. But I think CGC can close that gap if they change the label to actually attract people with the way that it looks. Now you'll have your history, right? Because CGC has been around for a while. Now CGC will have its history and an amazing looking label. And I think that would be a real game changer if they decided to do that. Right. The pristine label now looks really good. Um, I do not like that CGC has a 10 and a pristine. Honestly, I don't like that. I think there should just be a 10. But I really think that they should change the label. And if they made it some kind of like aluminum label, stainless steel label, it doesn't matter. That shine makes a difference. You know, a chrome label, that shine makes a difference. That everybody likes things that are sparkly. You know, this is the reason why these cards have a hollow foil. We like shiny things. That label could be a dramatic game changer for CGC. I really, really hope that they do something about it because I want them. I really, guys, like I really, if you held a CGC slab in your hand, this thing feels so sturdy. I love that it feels sturdy. I love that I feel like I can drop this thing. I feel like I can kick the living hell out of this slab and it's going to be okay. This slab feels strong, and I love that about it. So I just hope they just do something about it. I'm predicting a Shinji Kanda Pikachu that makes all the other cards go up. Hey, it's possible. It's possible. Um, that'd be kind of crazy. I can actually picture a really cool Shinji with like him making the thunder work into the way that he does that art. I think it would look pretty sick, to be honest. The label has a holographic. Which label? The PSA one does have a holographic, if that's what you're saying. I know that. Yeah, the Lugia might be like 2.5K. I saw like an early price meme that what it had is at its highest card. Yeah, it's the one that's the most valuable. That's why. And also, how hard it is it? How hard would it be for you to open a pack of Aquapolis? As a matter of fact, what does one single pack cost? This is part of the reason that I believe that card will do well. We're seeing singles here. Product type sealed. What's here? A pack. Whew. An Aquapolis pack is at $2,500. This is just the one listed on TCG Player. But just to give you an example at how hard it will be for you to acquire a pack and simply open it and pull that Crystal Lugia. So out of every single 30th card that's going to be out there, the most valuable, I think will be that Crystal Lugia. Nobody's in reality, Kevin. I don't think myself or you or anyone else here is going to have an opportunity to pull that Lugia ever again. And this 30th celebrations isn't just going to be another chance to possibly have that card, right? And own it. I just really like, oh man, this part to me means the most. I really hope they change the hollow pattern. I really, really hope they don't give us a confetti looking hollow pattern because those confetti looking hollow patterns for the 25th celebrations sucked. I hate them so much. The Japanese versions look way better. I really hope they give us a nice hollow pattern. I really hope it's a home run. I have been looking at CGC 9.5 and 9 Rayquaza cards. Buy the discount and hold. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And they should be 9.5s and 9s that are well centered. You know, sometimes the graders don't do a great job. This card here, I'm going to hold it up as close as I can. And being that I have a newer camera, the quality should be pretty good. A lot better than the last time I did this. Guys, let me know if you think this card is well centered. Can you see this? Let me remove the comment. Sorry. I cannot see a flaw in this card, guys. And I think this card should have been a pristine, but I am going to regrade it with PSA. And the glare from the screen doesn't help. But centering wise, guys, it has amazing centering. And sometimes these graders make mistakes, you know? So, and then if I show you the back of the card, trying to get no glare. Oh, that's no glare. That's nice. There you go. No glare. No whitening. Yeah, I think this will get a PSA 10. I think this card would get a PSA 10. So sometimes you get those mistakes. So a 9.5 or a 9, like Rev just said, may be possible for those Rayquaza cards that we've been looking for. That's a good call. CGC should go yellow label, red and yellow. Both attract attention. Proven fact. McDonald's isn't red and yellow for no reason. Yeah, but you want something to look, what's the word? There's something about things that are chrome and shiny that make them look exclusive, that make them look pristine. There's something about that. Something that makes it look like that. Everything that we value, or not everything, but most things that we value has some kind of a shine, some kind of a sparkle, right? Like diamonds, gold, precious metals, all have this beautiful shine. I don't know if that red and yellow would do it. I think that a metallic label would actually kill. Like a stainless steel, a chrome plated one would, oh my gosh, would be sick. They have changed their label 3 times. I'm good with both labels, but it's just me. I get it. I get it. I can confirm that if they change their label, they would not gain market share. People are stuck on PSA. I don't know. I've heard, listen, the argument that I've heard so many times on channels is that this label's ugly. I haven't heard anyone say anything else about it. You can't say anything about the slab. It's really sturdy. What I've heard often is that the label's ugly. More than anything else, all I've heard over and over is that the label's ugly. So when the 30th with the 30th anniversary set having 30 different Pikachus, I feel like Shinji has to be a lock. Hopefully. I mean, you never know with Pokemon, honestly. Hopefully it is. I pulled a Giratina all 3 years ago and caught a BGS 9 and sold it for 400. Now I have a seller's regret. I mean, why? You made money. It sells. Welcome to the stream, Rachel. All right, so we're at that 2-hour 2-hour time. I wanna stop the stream soon. And I would like to rip this box because I really want to chase the Cubone. Now, let me just grab some sleeves. I mean they're better than the blue or green old labels. Yeah, for sure. But they should have never been blue or green. I mean, the blue's not horrible. Um, but I think metallic will just do it, man. I think it just gives it that pristine look. It makes it look really exclusive. And I think that it really would be a game changer. Look at the Japanese ones. I think it's ARS. Is it ARS? I forgot what it is, but they look amazing. They look amazing. Like I'm kind of jealous that they look like that, and we don't have that. Where do I have? Let me just get some sleeves. Oh. All right, I got some sleeves and I got some semi-rigids. You got to be ready for something good to come, right? It's $1,000 now. Hey, listen, those $400 were also worth more years ago. 3 years ago, $400 was worth more than it is now. So don't get too bent out of shape. Most of the things that people are going to sell these days, because they're going to get older, are going to appreciate in value. You have to be okay with that. Just move on. I think what really helps with things like that is when you're able to sell stuff, move product, and move it into something else, and then have that appreciating value and continue to kind of snowball that, and it grows, right? I think that's you know where you want to be, so that you don't regret having, I guess, lost the opportunity to sell at 1,000 because you sold at 400 3 years ago. But if you would have used that 400 to maybe put that into several booster boxes, that were selling for like $90 at the time. Think about that. Like if you could have bought Paldea Vault for $90, what, 2 years ago? That 400 could have been 15 to $2,000 if you would have bought 4 boxes at $90. You would have turned that 400 into 2,000, and you wouldn't have regretted it. If you start doing that with things, I think that'll be something that'll always keep you happy. For TCG, CGC has blue labels, and the new label is so much better. The one mistake CGC made was dropping the subgrades. Yeah, that people do like that. I think that is an exclusive because people are used to seeing red and white. I guess it could be, but I think that a metallic label. I don't know, man. If you've seen the Japanese ones, you know exactly what. Can I look it up? Let me see. Let's see. I'm just put Pokemon. I think it's ARS. Pokemon ARS slab. Here we go. Images. It is ARS. This looks sick. Uh, that's a horribly bad quality picture right there. I'm trying to find one that looks good. Um, I want one at a good angle so you guys can see. Like if you look at even the Beckett slabs, it looks really nice when it has that metallic label. It looks like really nice. Yeah, look at this slab right here. I mean, you can't see. Does the back have subgrades as well? Well, look at this for now. That looks like really nice. And CGC, I think it would look better if it was the one that had that metallic label. And also, CGC doesn't have this like I don't know what you call it, like a smoky look on the edges where it's like fog. It's clear like glass, so it would look really nice with CGC. Do they have the back of one somewhere over here? Here's the back of one where it gives you the grade on the back. I think that's a. Was it just? Here we go. You have your code here. You can scan it and find it. You have your grade. I don't. I believe this is for the subgrades, but they look really good. They look like really, really good. Look at the Magikarp, Japanese Magikarp. That's the front, and this is the back. They actually look amazing. Like I wish we had something like that. And this is what I meant. It's like a stainless steel. I think CGC would do really well if it was a chrome plated. The problem is nowadays it's way harder to even get a shot at a chase. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's it's so much harder to afford packs, right? Um, all right, let's rip this box before I end the stream. You guys have been amazing just hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Once again, do not forget, like the stream. I don't even know how many likes are on there, but if you guys haven't already, like the stream. It helps. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. I mean, I go live. I try to go live about twice a week. I try to go live Wednesdays and either Saturday or Sunday. I didn't go live this Wednesday because I was actually a host. No, sorry, I was actually a guest on someone else's stream, which was Henry Pokéconers on Wednesday. So couldn't make that happen. But let's see. And yeah, and while I do this, I see that there was another comment that just came in. I can't see it exactly right now, but I will get to it as we continue through here. So don't be afraid to send a comment. I will read it, and we can continue on. If you had a chance, would you trade Ascended bundles for Prismatic bundles, or would you prefer both the same? I have 22 Ascended, but only 6 Prismatic, so not sure what the sweet spot would be. Okay, Prismatic. Here's the things to contemplate, I guess, when it comes with that, right? First off, Prismatic rotates out in a year. Ascended rotates out in 2. What can happen in that time? We do not know. I feel like we will get more of those Ascended bundles. I think we will get more Ascended bundles, and I think we are going to start running dry of those Prismatic bundles. I think that at some point, you're going to start seeing less and less of those come to the market. And like I said, it rotates out in a year. It rotates out in a year. I think it's worth having some Prismatic bundles. I personally don't have bundles. What I have is ETBs and SPCs, but I think it'd be wise to start accumulating some of those. And I think locally they're cheaper than what we're seeing on TCG Player for $100. You know, so I think it's worth giving it a shot for that. And I think we should have more opportunities for MSRP Ascended Heroes booster bundles. At least I hope. You know, we just haven't gotten enough of Ascended Heroes. We haven't gotten much at all. It is in that same exact slot that Prismatic is in, and I think that we should get more, right? But we don't know. We're not 100%. Nobody has inside information. Just the way that I'm seeing it, if I'm looking at it in a sense of like what's rotating out first, Prismatic is going first. But I will say that I do think Ascended Heroes is a better set. That goes with the card. Not all cards would look good. I just got a CGC 10 black refractor, and then I Calvin Johnson, and the CGC label goes well. Yeah, but a chrome plate will look good with anything. There's nothing that a chrome plate will not look good with. Hold what you got. You're good. Lots of Priz out there. There is a lot of Priz, but I think Ascended is a better set. I will say that. It will rotate out in 2027, I believe. Or 2028, I forgot. But yeah, 2028. And Prismatic rotates out in April 2027. I do believe Ascended is a better set, though. I will say that. HGA, I don't even know who that is. I'm not gonna lie. Try to change label and it failed. Yeah, but you know, also, they're also well established. CGC is not gonna fail because of a label. You know what I mean? Guys, let me know what you guys think about me getting that Destined Rivals case at 500 per box. I don't think I'll ever get that opportunity again. So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. And let me know if what you guys think. I'm thinking the next thing I should be accumulating. Is this my hit? Miss Magius. This might be my hit. So no exclusive. But I'll tell you what, I never pulled this card myself from Paldea Evolved, and I actually do like this card. I think it's a really nice looking card. No Chinese exclusive, unless I pull a second one here, which I do know that Rev, which is in the chat, somehow pulled the Ceruledge and the Cubone, I believe. I think it was those two specifically from one box. So I do have 2 more boxes. I'm only ripping 1 per stream. So hopefully I get it somehow, but we'll see. So yeah, what do you guys think it should be the next thing I accumulate? I'm leaning towards Mega Base. I would love it to be Phantasmal because I don't have any Phantasmal, but it's sitting at 450 right now. I know Marcus says 420, but the truth is that it's actually 450 because that's what's listed. So if you don't have anything at 420 available, it's not really going to be, you can't consider it to be 450, you know? I mean, you can consider it to be 420. So that's that, you know, can't do much about that. Can I pull a second illustration from this box? I'll be sick. That'd be sick. Cubone. Come on, bro. This is what we're looking for. What are you doing? I would like the Meowth as well. Let's see. Come on. Rev, you said you pulled 2 from 1 box, bro. Oh. Oops. Case, you're good, bro. That will be a down payment for a place in 5 to 10 years. Wait in NY, make that 10 to 15. Honest, I'm jealous I don't have any DR left. That's why I'm about to sell my Ascended. Oh, to go grab some boxes. Oof. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, oh, what? This is the second time I'm pulling this card. So I did get 2 hits, and I think it's over. I think it is over. Second time I'm pulling this card. Wow. That's gonna be. I got like 4 packs left. There's no way that I'm gonna get something else in here, but it was fun either way. Nonetheless, I did get the Miss Magius. I have never even held it, so that's that. But yeah, I'm really happy with that Destined case at 500 a box because I don't think I'll ever get that chance again. Being that there's 600 per box and market. Look at me tossing all the wrappers on the floor. Chinese boxes are wild. I ripped a couple of Gen 4 today and shit like oh, they're not bad. They're fun. That's your hit. I hit more Pecco. You are correct. I'm moving my Cubone now because the money is too good to pass up. BGS 9.5 with 10 centering, uh centering 3 and 9.5. What's the value of a you sent it? I can't believe you sent it to BGS. Why'd you send it to BGS and not PSA? You thought it was a black label or something? Is that what you were hoping for? That'd be a crazy black label, actually. That would be a crazy black label. Yeah, last pack. I doubt there's anything in here. So it is what it is. I will do that one last thing for you. I don't see your name. You have numbers in your name. I don't even know what to call you. That's it for these Chinese box. I do have two more of the Gem 3. I do have two more of these Gem 3 boxes. So hopefully I can pull another exclusive. I think they're really nice cards. And they have really nice value. So all right, so let's say you said where do you find shift up or down? What? Did you I'm guessing you just got into the stream and you're asking about because I think the thumbnail says market shift. Is that what it was? Is that what my thing says? Yes. No, the market, what I was the point of that was really the conversation that we've had this whole time. The market has shifted. Instead of people buying, people are holding. People are just sitting back, not spending. Right. So it is a market shift. We've gone from buying or selling to now holding. Now back to you. I don't know. I'm gonna call you 27. I got you 27. So I always look on eBay, right? And you're seeing, like I said before, this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm buying these. So it shows you recently viewed. So what I do is I will go on eBay, typically on my phone, and I zoom in like crazy. On the phone, you can zoom in even further, right? So I will compare this bottom border to this side border. I will compare it to this left border here. Now you can see already that this left border is bigger than the right border. Especially you can see it even more when you zoom in from left to right. And on the phone, I feel like you can see it a little better at times. Is there like a full screen image? No, you can't go full screen. Too bad. Um, but yeah, you can see it. You can see that there's a difference here between the borders. You can see that the top border is a little thicker than the right border. So, oops, sorry. Oh, you can go full screen. Let's go. Can you still zoom in? Okay. So even better, right? But you could see clearly that the left border is thicker than the right border. So this is how I find them, especially on the bottom here. It's like so exposed. You can see the left border is thicker than the bottom border. So in reality, you're dealing with ratios. So the ratios tend to be the same um, for what's going to work for PSA, right? And if your left border is that much thicker than your bottom border or top border, it means that one of the borders is off, like by a lot. Like you can tell. However, much more thick that left border is, that means that that right border is that much thinner. So comparing a left border to a top and bottom border is a very easy way to do it. And you can see it really well when you zoom in like this. So I will do this for like a good amount of time. Like I want to say hours, but I don't sit down for hours and look at it. I will spend a good 20 minutes looking. I'll stop, come back to it hours later, look 20 minutes again, and just keep doing that over and over. Like you could literally see that on every card, especially the ones with good images, right? Like this one here has a decent image from above, but he's cut off a little bit on the bottom, but at least you can see most of the card. Same thing. You can see the full image. You zoom in, you can tell if borders are too thick or not. This bottom border looks extremely thick. So you could already see it. Look how thick it is. Like it stands out. It's so thick. It's actually almost equivalent to this one. So that means that the opposite border of this one will be thinner, which you can tell. Thinner border here than this one, and vice versa for the bottom border, which is thicker, means that the top border which will be that much thinner. So just taking your time, to look at both of these. And then once you finally find something that is well centered, don't forget, you still got to look at the back, right? Which this person did a good job of giving you some zoomed in images. It's got a nice, ugly white dot there. So clearly not worth it. Looking at the other corners as well, right? Like, take your time. There's no rush. It's not like you're gonna buy it and it's gonna appear on your lap. You still have to wait for it to get mailed to you. And so take your time. That's it. Just take your time. And I do this nonstop with even the $5 cards. I'm not gonna waste my time on any card, regardless of the value of that card. If it's a $5 card, I'm doing the same exact thing. I'm gonna give myself the best opportunity that I possibly can to get a 10 when I finally do grade it. I was going for a pristine. Okay, I got you. Nice. Rip them all. Next stream, I'll open another one. Adro, what's going on, man? Looks like you got here a little late, man. What's up? Always good to see you, brother. Market is hard neutral right now, waiting to hit the nitrous button. Yeah, I think once the dust settles and the market really gets to see what's going to happen with not only Abyss Eye, even though people aren't really talking about it, but it is a set that's coming out, so we will have to deal with it. Then to see how the 30th and the Rayquaza set impact the market, people will then start making moves. It's very, very possible that the 30th and the Rayquaza set take attention away from so many other sets that they become buys. They become better opportunities. Maybe Mega Base will fall down to 300 from that 320 point that it's at right now. Maybe it goes below 300. We've seen it fluctuate quite an amount, a decent amount, right? So that may happen. Maybe Phantasmal drops to 400. Maybe that becomes a buy. So it all depends. It all depends on what happens, right? So that's where we are, though, for whoever was asking. I know Kevin was trying to help, which I appreciate. I like to shop from my phone, too. Yeah, you can zoom in. You zoom in, bro. I mean, you can zoom in. You know what? You know what's funny? Where is it? Look at this. I used this on my phone. I zoomed in as much as I could. I had the two borders from left to right. And even with this alone, with the small measurements on it, with the millimeters on it, I was able to tell how much thicker one border was than the other. But that's it. That's all it took. Just that little extra step. And it doesn't hurt. Right. And that's something that was just laying around the house. I didn't even have to go buy it. So, well, to be fair, 3 a.m. Eastern time is 12 a.m. Pacific. So many are up. Yeah. I assuming you're talking about the drops. Solid. Sunday packs market is 17 plus due to manipulation, but lowest now at 14. Yeah, it's this market is unregulated, so it's gonna happen. Just make the best plays you can, just really make the best plays you can. It's hard to find a good play right now. Everything is just absolutely going crazy. It's already really expensive. I have 7 151 10 collection displays. They're up $400 from my investment each. I'm holding, I think 151 will be $40 a pack. One day it will. It just needs the time to age to be able to justify that price point. That sealed value has gone up way too fast, in my opinion. I know it's 151 and it's amazing, but it's just way, way too fast. The singles, if I can buy a Charizard for $450, why would I risk buying 50 packs for $30? 15 packs for $30. I'm probably not going to get that Charizard. So that's where the evaluation is off. Fine, it's fine that the sealed is there. It's already there, but we need to give the singles time to age to make it worthwhile when it comes to ripping those packs. Because a top chase at 450 and the second chase at 160, which is the Blastoise, for a $30 pack ain't worth it at all. Yuck. I just bought a perfectly centered Wailord for 15 buckaroos. I love that card. I think it goes right. It's amazing. It's just running together, and people hate on it, but I think Wailord, I think that card will age really well. I think, and that and the Articuno as well. I'm glad that I secured one DR case, 3 boxes at the low. We're at the same place. 9 booster boxes. I think I'm gonna have to settle with that just because of how expensive they are. I think maybe it'll be wise to move on to something else. Maybe I should just start tackling Mega Base. Maybe get a box one every 2 weeks and just call it a day. And just accumulate that over time because I do believe in that set. I would love to accumulate Paldea Evolved as well, but once again, I tell you guys all the time, entry point is so important, man. Buying something at 300 is very different than buying something at 550. So Surfeit on texture cards cannot be seen in images, and that's why people miss centering edges. Corners are easy. Yeah, but it's still part of the process, right? So You'll do the best you can. There's no way to see that card in person on eBay, and depending on who you are and where you are, you may not find those opportunities. So me in particular, I'm not going to find that opportunity to find these in person in a well centered condition, because the LGSs by me, a lot of them grade, so I can't just pick these up. I know Rev, he keeps sending pictures in the Discord. His LGSs are like top tier. He keeps finding so many good cards, so well centered. So luckily for you, one day it will be $400 a pack too. Maybe, very very possible, because people are gamblers, 100%, and people want to try to just they don't want to miss out on the opportunity to make some money. And I get it. Everybody's trying to make money, and I don't blame them. Everyone down to the person that started Pokemon from day one is making money. So you can't really be mad at people trying to make money, and I'm not either. But the opportunity just isn't there for me to find cards in person like it is for Rev, for example. So it is what it is. But yeah, guys, I think we've covered enough today. Um, do you guys think I should have released the video like once I'm done with the live, or should I wait a few minutes? When will you guys be ready? Because I would love it if you guys can all hop on. The faster you guys watch that video, hopping in, liking, commenting, all of that affects the trajectory of the videos when they get put out. That's the way the algorithm works. I would love it if you guys all watch the video. You are not forced to watch it right away. Maybe you've been listening to me for way too long. But if you do, I really would appreciate it. So should I release the video right after this live, or should I wait a few minutes? Let me know. I will wait at least for a few comments to that before I hop off, because it's time. I actually still have a few things to do, and it's about to be 9:30. I do like that I got on a little bit earlier. I'm hoping that next weekend I get on even earlier on a Sunday. I think Sundays are nice to be streaming. I was doing it on Saturdays, but people go out on Saturdays. I think Sunday nights are, or Sundays in general, are just a nice day to stream. Let me know, guys. I don't know if you guys are behind on the videos, but please let me know in the comment section, because I do have a video loaded up and ready to go. Guys, are we here? Let me know, guys. There's 30 of you in here. Let me know something. I wonder if I would post before you crash out. You mean like before I go to sleep? I'm not going to sleep right now, if that's what you mean. But I try not to release my videos too late, right? Most people are not patient, and that's why they don't get the big wins. Yeah, for sure. Let me know, guys. Release right after this. I will hop on immediately. It is Sunday, relax time. So you're saying release the video immediately? Is that what you're saying? Let me know what you mean by that exactly. There are 29 people in here. Let me know, guys. A lot of guys are like shadow watching, which is cool. It's cool. But let me know, because I don't know if you guys are going to be around. Oops. Okay. And don't forget, like the stream for sure. Like this stream. Let me know. If not, we're just gonna hop off in the next like 30 seconds, and maybe I'll wait like 10 minutes and drop the video. Maybe I'll wait till like 10 o'clock. If you guys don't answer, I'll wait till like 10 o'clock and drop the video. No, no one. Everybody shadow watching. Insane. Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. All you little Gengars in the shadows, just creeping. Oh, you just got here. What's going on, Herman? What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm about to end the stream actually, and I have a video. I'm gonna release. And I was wondering if guys wanted me to release it right after the stream so they could go watch it, or should I hold out for another like half an hour and then release it? Yeah, all you little Gengars, all the little Gengars shadow watching over here. I'm telling you, all of them, which is cool. You know, I appreciate guys being here hanging out. But let me know because you guys are the viewers. You know, I just release the videos. I just make the content, and I literally just pray that you guys like it. That's all. And today's a little bit more of a conversation piece. Um, the video today isn't like necessarily charts and stuff like that. It's a conversation about what I feel is going on in the market right now because I'm seeing a lot of weird things happening. People making crashing videos, people making, you know, things like that. The bubble popping. I've seen so many things as of late. I'm like, bro, there's no way. Have a great night, bro. Until you're making tacos for me and the kids. Nice. I wish I could have some tacos. I actually love me some tacos. All right, guys. So cool. So you guys are saying release it. I'm gonna end the stream and I will release this thing right away. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Uh, hype the video that you guys are gonna see right after this. Hype, like, comment. It all helps. Do the same here. Like the stream. It really helps because people will watch this after. So, but with that being said, guys, I hope you guys had fun, man. I had a blast. I appreciate it. I can't wait for the next one. I'll see you guys there. Peace.